Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Toby. Welcome to the podcast. If you're a new listener, welcome. I'm going to give a big shout out to my day ones for the past 6 years, my subscribers, my listeners. I appreciate people who talk about this podcast, who share this podcast, who support this podcast, who write reviews for this podcast. Really appreciate all your support. I've been doing this for 6 years. I've been giving it away for free. So many people ask me why I don't film it, why I don't monetize on YouTube, why don't I charge people for it on Patreon? And their answer is because I don't want to. I love these conversations in my kitchen. I love the honesty. I love that people want to come back for 2 or 3 episodes, the reoccurring guests that I have all the time. I love it. No lights, no cameras. I myself do not like going on podcasts that are being filmed and have lights. I've done it a couple times. I'll probably never do it again. I don't feel like myself in those situations. So I want all my guests to be as comfortable as possible. I do have sponsors. The sponsors keep my shit going. They keep it alive. But I will never interrupt a conversation with an ad in the middle of it. People do that all the time, and I will never interrupt the flow of a conversation. So don't worry about that. But I do have amazing sponsors who I align myself with, the products that I use on a daily basis. I've turned down so much money for sponsors that want to be part of this podcast with companies I've never tried or didn't align with. I'm very picky about who I have on my sponsors and have on this podcast. That being said, check out the sponsors. Joe, cue up the music. Everybody knows that I work at Removery. They sponsor this podcast. They sponsor the skin of my body. They take care of all my friends. They do the best tattoo removal there is out there in the world. They have 150 locations, or maybe more, in America. And I've been getting some stuff lasered and hopefully making room for some new memories. I have a lot of old memories that I have in my body, and some I do not want anymore. I understand the fact that people get tattoos and it's supposed to be forever, but sometimes you're in different chapters of your life. So right now I'm making space for something that fits in something I'm in today, this moment, 2025. They're lasering. The technology is next level. I'm clearing some spaces right now for something new. But right now you can get 25% off a complete removal package for Black Friday. That's up to $1,200 off. No joke. It's not a joke. It's a complete removal package. It's the best deal out there for tattoo removal. One flat price, unlimited sessions until your tattoo is completely gone. So if you're thinking about it, or you already started, or you want to do a tattoo and get rid of it, go to removery.com or call 844-730-3360. That's 844-730-3360 and get 25% off of a complete package for $1,200 now up until December 6th. Removery.com or call 844-730-3360. Happy holidays. As we get older, we start paying attention to what we put in our bodies. I personally have been listening to my body since I was 18 when I went vegan. I've always been focused on my health. It's super important, mental and physical health. But it's really important for people who are just starting to get more healthy and trying to step up their life. Doing your homework, reading the labels, researching and verifying everything that's quality. It's part of the game these days. That's why I started drinking AG1s. I'm so proud to have them sponsor my podcast. AG1 is a foundational nutrition supplement that delivers daily nutrients and gut support and is backed by multiple research studies so you can trust what you're putting into your body. We're all so busy these days, so just throw a pack of AG1 in the morning into a cup of water and shake it up and drink it. I love the way it tastes. I do it every single morning. It's part of my routine. I bring the packets on tour. It's an incredible life changer for me. Many supplements only reference research from ingredients in their product, but I trust AG1 in my daily routine because it's constantly putting the formula to the test. It's backed by multiple research studies. And one of those research studies, AG1 was shown to have double the amount of healthy bacteria in the gut, which is super important because these help digestion and the immune system and the immune health. And these bacteria are known to help with digestion as well, gas and bloating, which I freaking need. And it also promotes regular bowel movements, what I can attest to. In another research study, 97% participants felt more energy after 30 days, and 91% of the participants noticed that they needed less coffee after 60 days. I quit coffee like 5 months ago. I know I'm good on that. But AG1 is packed with a variety of nutrient-dense ingredients and is the perfect complement to my healthy diet. I drink it because I know it's going to work and it gives me peace of mind covering all my nutrition bases for the day. In fact, I trust it so much, that's why I'm spreading the word about it. That's why it sponsors my podcast. Thanks to Angie Huberman for turning me on to AG1s, connecting me with them, and now they're part of my podcast. It's so easy and satisfying to start your day with AG1s. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of the vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your purchase at drinkag1.com/OLLC. That's drinkag1.com/OLLC. It's never been a better time to focus on your health and wellness and get back on track, man. Take control of your daily health. Health is wealth.
Yeah, that was
Hard Lord Jeopardy. So good. I love that shit.
I had to like dumb myself down because I was just smoking those kids too bad. I was like, yo, I'm gonna give you guys a little chance to answer.
I was watching it too. Like I saw I knew the Sepultura one, Schizophrenia. I was watching it too.
Oh
like,
yeah.
What is this?
The Hard Lord have a thing called like
Hard Lord.
Yeah.
They just do Jeopardy, but all the stuff is hardcore related. You know,
how many times you win that?
What's that?
How many times you win that?
That was the first time they did that.
Okay.
Yeah, we did one before where it was like Family Feud.
Oh yeah,
style.
yeah.
And we won that as well.
That's
my
pretty
team
genius.
won. Yeah,
That's pretty genius.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Well, everybody sounds good in the mics. You ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. Welcome to the One Life One Chance podcast. I'm your host, Toby Morse. Now, for the 6th time as my co-host, Mr. Matt Henderson, thank you for being here, Mr. Wildcard.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, I love having you, man.
Good.
You're such a part of, I don't know, this whole hardcore world, and your guitar playing, the records you played on, the blueprint for a lot of the bands, the way they sound these days is a big inspiration to a lot of the guests.
Thank you,
I'm
man.
sure our guests here as well. So
Thank you.
Very true. Yes.
Welcome to the podcast, Mr. Martín Stewart.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here, bro.
Yes.
It's weird calling you by your last name. Martín.
Stewart's a crazy last name.
It
I think people
is.
are shocked when they hear it. Scottish.
Are they?
It's Scottish, but
Is it Scottish?
yeah.
My brethren.
It's
You Scottish too?
That's what Henderson is. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
wow.
okay, yeah. Like Stewart is it's one of the most popular surnames in Scotland, and we have our own plaid,
Wow.
like that, like
Yeah.
basically
Yes.
like a crest.
So what part of your family's from there?
I got mine tattooed on my. That's my forearm.
Oh really? Okay, yeah.
Damn.
It's a little more complicated than that.
Okay.
It's through slavery that we got the Stewart name.
Yeah.
Because I'm half black. Yeah, so it's like my father's side of the family are the Stewarts. So
Okay.
Okay. Now I gotta ask because I'm just fascinated. And
Yeah.
It's not. Nor should it be assumed to be clear for anybody, I guess. But your ethnic background is what?
Yeah, so I'm half black, half Mexican, which
Half
is
black, half
I
Mexican.
kind of love
Okay.
Some people get offended by this conversation, which that's fine if that's the way they feel. I've always liked talking about it because I like hearing what people think that I am, and
Sure.
it's usually the two biggest ones are Filipino.
That's what I would have
Really?
guessed.
Even
as a strong potential.
in the Philippines,
Yes.
they thought I was Filipino.
Yes,
So
I
I
can
guess
see
I'm
that.
like very Filipino looking, and the other one is like Pacific Islander, like either Samoan or
Sure.
you
Yep.
know that sort of thing. Because my brother and I are not small.
Yeah.
And especially in the neighborhood we grew up in, we had like a big family of Samoans, and we looked like them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Is
so
your
we
only
got that a
sibling?
lot.
Is Dre your only sibling?
he's my full-blooded brother.
Yeah.
Same mother and father, but my father had 3 daughters way before.
Gotcha.
So I have 3 half sisters. Yeah. And they're like, I didn't grow up with them because they're so
Okay.
much older than I have nieces that are older than me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. So family in Mexico or
No, that's
do you have?
here. Well, yeah, we do. That's on my mom's side of the family. So
Okay.
we do have family that still live in Mexico, especially in Mazatlan. That's
Okay.
where a bunch of them came from. But my dad's side of the family, we have them here in California and then in Michigan, and I'm sure other places, but those are the two main places that I have 'em,
And
yeah.
so where were you born?
Here, yeah, born and raised in Los Angeles. My brother was born in Sacramento, but they moved him down to LA when he was 1 or 2 years old or something like that.
Yeah.
So, but I was born right here at the Kaiser. That's close.
Really?
To here. Yeah.
Wow.
So
The one on Venice over here?
I don't remember what street it's.
Yeah.
You can see it
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
it's-
10
yeah.
freeway.
Yeah.
so,
So over here you were born. Okay, you grew up around here.
but I didn't live down here. I don't know why I was actually born at that hospital because where we lived at the time.
Yeah, Max was born in the Valley and we live here too. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it just had something to do with insurance or something like
Same.
that. But I spent time in like Montebello, and then I grew up in South Whittier. Like that's my neighborhood. That's where
Yeah.
I have all my memories from there and shit like that. I went to high school there and everything.
How was growing up there?
It was normal to me. I mean, it's kind of funny. I have this conversation pretty often where there's this like difference between I'll use like LA and New York as a frame of reference where it's like the hood in New York is like so obvious.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
You can
I know
it's
exactly
like
what you're
crazy.
talking
Like
about.
you look around and you're like, I'm worried type of thing, and a lot of other places too, but I'll just use New York.
Yeah.
But in LA, I feel like it's different for the most part. It's like everything here is so suburban looking, for the most part. And so it can be tough. You might not know because there's like
you don't know if you're in
everywhere.
Somebody else's neighborhood.
Yeah.
You don't want the palm trees fool you either.
Yeah. And obviously there are places like the concrete jungle and shit where my parents lived at one point, and it's like you go to the housing projects there and it's like you see it in Training Day, like this is fucked up. But my neighborhood was very suburban looking, and I always felt safe and normal there, and because I grew up there. But it wasn't until I became like a teenager and we started having friends hang out. And they were coming from other places, like a little out of town, and my house was always kind of a safe haven because my parents were very accepting, and
awesome.
They knew we were into punk and stuff, and were okay with that and wanted to kind of nurture our creative sides and shit like that. So our house became a place where our bad friends that got kicked out of their house or left home or whatever, we had friends sleeping on our floor when I was still in high school.
Wow.
And so when that first started happening, like I lived next to this alleyway system, and on the other side of it was the 7-Eleven. And then past that was my high school, and I grew up walking through the alley my entire life. And everything back there is apartment complexes, and I guess they're like what you would call like low income housing. So essentially project housing. So it was a little rough, I feel like, for most people. And there was a lot of there was like, we lived in an area where there was 3 big gangs that all kind of shared that spot. And the alley was a hot spot because graffiti would happen.
Yeah.
Dudes were, fighting and whatever. So anyways, the first time I realized like I wasn't sure if I grew up in a bad area, it was like we had some friends over and they were like, hey, is it safe to walk through the alley? We want to go to the burrito spot right there. And I was just like, yeah, like, why not? Go ahead.
How old are you then?
I'm probably like 19.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, of course. It's fine. I walk there every day. Like, no problem. And they walked through and dudes stepped to him and tried to rob him.
Oh.
And they had to like throw a punch and take off running type of thing and come back to us like, oh shit, these dudes might be coming. And we're like, wait, what? Like, that's just like that's our neighborhood. So I don't really know. I'm not gonna try to make it seem like we lived in fucking Compton in the 80s or anything like that. But
people are cool with you walking like you.
I had a couple issues like when I was younger because my brother and I always shaved our heads like since I was a kid. Yeah, been shaving my own head most of my life, and we're brown, so I think dudes would just assume we were gangbanging. So we got hit up often walking through the neighborhood and stuff, but nothing bad, nothing crazy or anything. It's just like, where are you from? It's like, nowhere. I'm not banging, I live right here. Right. I'm just, I'm in the neighborhood. Yeah. So yeah, I think it was pretty normal.
So you and your brother rolled together a lot growing up?
Yeah, everything. He's only 2 years older than me, so we legit did everything together. Had the same friend groups and
got to the same music together. Yeah.
I credit him for he got me into. He would always hear the things first, and then I would dive in a little heavier than him usually. So he brought Bad Religion into my life where. You
guys heard it on K-Rock or something, right?
Yeah, heard it on K-Rock, and like he was just like very much like, I love this band, and I probably still his favorite band today.
Wow.
And then I was like, well, yeah, that's my favorite band too then, and then from there it just like exploded, into
that's
so
crazy,
much stuff.
man.
Yeah.
Bad Religion on K-Rock, because growing up on the East Coast, we didn't have any punk music on the radio like that.
Yeah,
K-Rock gives so much love for like California bands.
Well, the guy Rodney on the Rock, I think he's still on there. He used to do like a thing where for maybe an hour or so he would put a spotlight on local music and
it's cool,
especially
man.
Local underground music.
Yeah, I mean, I remember growing up in the Twin Cities, and there would be stuff like that. I'm guessing there probably was in New York too.
That's where you're from.
Yeah.
So I just went to Minneapolis recently, and it was one of the I've been there several times before, but this last time, I just did things a little different, and I explored the city more, and it clicked with me more. Yeah, I was like,
that's cool.
I fucking love this place.
Wow.
Yeah, it just really hit me this last time, and we were there for 2 days too, which made it better.
Where'd you guys play?
Oh,
was it First Avenue?
I think it was something. It was called like maybe the Underground Music Venue or something. It had this very like generic, broad name, and it was close to the stadium, the Twins stadium.
Yeah. Okay. So
and
the downtown
it was in
area.
a cool ass neighborhood. I went to this place that's like been open for since maybe the 30s or something. It's like they're known for their chicken wings.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that place. God, I wish I could remember the names. But anyways, I had the best time ever, and it's like the most beautiful city, and it looks like Gotham City. I don't know if anyone.
It does, yeah,
It
yeah.
has
yeah.
like this like especially like the downtown area where all the skyscrapers are and stuff. It's like got this like crazy ass Art Deco type thing. So I was just
That's
like
cool.
going insane, taking photos of everything. Like, this
Were you
looks
cruising
crazy.
around with any locals, or
I was legit alone because
nice.
that's what I
Okay.
like to do in cities. I just like
By yourself
take off
always?
walking. Yeah, there's like this website I check out that always has cool stuff to look at in places depending on your location. And
So in every city, you're like alone or doing your own thing?
for the most part, at least for like a portion of the day, get away and do my own thing, and then go back to the show and hang with everyone. But
That's cool.
Yeah.
There's some good people in that scene. I mean, it's been a long time since I've been a direct part of it, but yeah, man. I mean, I go back to the '80s with that scene, and I mean, Minneapolis and St. Paul is where I'm technically from. But then, like, you got Chicago, you got
those places are super close.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
I
Or
mean,
close enough. Close enough
where and big enough where there was that automatic attraction to each other and getting together.
My trajectory from getting to hardcore was like straight up punk in the beginning, and it went. It's like regular punk, like Bad Religion, and it kind of went more aggressive and stuff. And I really got into both my brother and I got into like D-beat, crusty kind of like patches and all that kind of stuff.
You guys patched up all punk?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I never went crazy with it, but I definitely have photos of myself. Like all through high school, I wore the same hoodie every single day, and I had like 3 patches on it that I made myself.
Let's do the math for a minute. What year do you think that would have been?
Well, I graduated in '99, so from 95 to 99 or whatever, it was like really into punk, but also into hardcore and stuff. But it was like forward facing. I was more
like, were you aware of our bands at that time?
Absolutely. Like in '94, I would say was like when AF first came across my radar, and it was like because at that time, like the punks we hung out with, and I'm talking like mohawks, leather jackets, painted studs and everything. They always loved whatever punk was super punk, but also like AF was.
I mean, AF's always been
been loved by the
and
punks.
like and the band Cause for Alarm as well. Like stuff like that, like Boleto. It was all the same.
Yep.
And it was hard to differentiate if you didn't know that there was like. I hate to say they're 2 separate scenes, but they are. It's like you have punk and you have hardcore, but it's like
they definitely are more like in New York. Would you agree?
Yeah. But sound wise, especially if you're a young kid, you're just like. These bands sound similar. They're both aggressive and raw, and like
and
lyrical content is
hardcore
socially
punk.
conscious, No
matter how you slice it and whether or not you need to remind.
I don't know if Scott's gonna hear this, but
well, Scott knows.
like punk.
Scott knows that I know. I got what 3 years on him.
Yeah, he's not a fan of punk, so he says, but he loves social distortion.
Hardcore punk.
Yeah.
Come on,
hardcore
man.
punk. That is where hardcore comes from. It
No,
just
I agree.
It
but
just does.
All that to say was that there was bands from the Twin Cities area. There was the record label Havoc Records, and there was
after my time, but
specifically this band Code 13, which was like huge for my brother and I. And
nice.
They were like, they were punks, and they looked, they had spiky hair and everything.
How about D4?
I know they're. So I never really listened to them, but I played their venue a bunch.
Oh, the Triple
Rock, yeah, which was one of the
that's
coolest. It's sad to see a place.
Yeah,
like
that was
shut
after my
down.
time too. But
that place was awesome. Like bar connected. They sold vegan food. It was just like the perfect scenario.
That's what I'm saying. It's always been a good, strong scene. There,
yeah. But Code 13 was huge for me because they have a song called "Hardcore for the Kids," which is like it's a punk song, but they're talking about hardcore, and it's like lyrically, it's one of the. Maybe it's a little cheesy, like nursery rhyme style, but it like speaks to me so much, and I still listen to it to this day. And it's kind of shitty quality recording, and they don't play their instruments
even
well.
Better.
But
That's
I'm like,
it.
dude, this song is like this is everything I love. This is fucking perfect. So,
what were you listening to before you found punk and stuff?
Like shit that my parents listened to. It's like a lot of jazz. Like my father was a huge music guy. I inherited his entire record collection.
Oh, that's cool, man.
It's like a lot of jazz, a lot of like. Rock, but Creedence Clearwater and Jimi Hendrix, and just classic stuff. And my parents both love reggae, and salsa music, just like cultural things, you know, like
and
Paul Simon,
classics,
shit like that,
man. My mom played that too.
So
and so Dre somehow found punk and brought it to you.
Yeah, well, he was always kind of like more rebellious than me, you know, and even before the punk thing, he was really into Poison.
Okay.
Yeah, and I thought it was pretty cool, but I also didn't love it. like I loved Bad Religion.
Yeah.
But he was like huge into Poison. Yeah, that was and I don't remember him liking any other bands like that at the time. Like I don't think he was like a Def Leppard guy or anything.
He freely admits to this today, or
we don't talk about it, but I think he would. Yeah, he has to because it's true. I swear. True.
I'm sure we all look back on things that we were into at one point. It was like,
yeah, but Poison's got tracks. You know, they definitely got some tracks. I don't love that whole genre of music, but like Motley Crue and stuff, they have.
See, Motley Crue, I can meet you on. Poison,
they were a little cheesier, yeah.
Well, but you know, I get it for sure.
Yeah. So I remember Poison being a big thing at one point, and then so like I said, he was just a little more rebellious and kind of he even though it's only 2 years older, he was older, so I feel like he started seeking out his own identity
for sure
earlier than I did, which helped me. Then I just kind of followed in his footsteps, you know, because it just made sense.
Big bro, yeah. Were you guys in the same school together at all?
Yeah, we always. Yeah, there was always like a time where, like he would leave and then I would catch up. Because he was 2 years older.
And how were you in school?
I was pretty good. I'm like academically great. Like I can easily get by in situations like that. I always felt like school is too easy type thing.
Wow.
But our attitudes weren't the best back then, so we definitely got into trouble. We went to a private school for a couple of years, a Seventh-day Adventist private school.
Oh wow.
That my parents, worked hard to get us into, and we were asked not to come back after a couple of years. Yeah, and then you get to public school and it's like, oh my God, this
different
is
world,
a
right? Yeah.
Nightmare. Yeah, it was chaos. Yeah.
Were your parents super religious?
Not super. I mean, my father definitely he was a religious person, and we did grow up in the church, going to church, but I felt like it was the healthiest possible scenario.
Yeah.
It wasn't forced down our throats, and like the church that we were involved in was, if we're talking religion, it felt the most authentic, good people, taught me a lot. We had this program called the Pathfinders, which was basically the Seventh-day Adventist version of Boy Scouts. So we did all the same shit. Like I learned how to pitch a tent and make a fire, and you had the patches and all that stuff, which was really cool, and then gave you a sense of community at a young age. And that was all fun. And we did go to church, and my parents encouraged us to go to church, and my father was an elder in the church, and I watched him speak sometimes at the church and stuff, and it was inspirational. But pretty young,
it's a good positive
pretty young age, and it was probably my brother actually that was the first one because of his rebellious attitude. But we ended up at young ages being like, "Hey, this is not for us," and my parents were just like, "That's fine."
Oh, that's cool, man.
Not
yeah,
gonna force you to do it or anything. So
they didn't trip off the name Bad Religion or anything.
No, which is it's kind of crazy, especially at that time. They were, they just always kind of got it.
Mm-hmm.
They were down with, and then once I dove headfirst into punk and was like, this is what I want to do. Like I want to be a part of this, and I have shit to say, and I want to be in a band and play music. And my father was like, let's go to a pawn shop and get you an instrument, whatever.
No way.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Took me to a pawn shop in Uptown Whittier for the first time. It was just like, and it's kind of, man, it's so insane to think about it now that I'm basically an adult, kind of, it's like by age I am, but thinking back, like not having a lot of money as a family, but still being like, look, I'm gonna do this for you, because I don't remember how much it actually cost, but I know that it wasn't.
What was it? What kind of?
It was a Fender. It was just like a regular. I got a bass first, and it was just like a regular Fender P bass. I got maybe a jazz bass. I don't really remember.
And you said it was bought at a pawn shop.
At a pawn shop, yeah. Okay. So it was.
You get a price break there, but
absolutely, yeah.
A decent Fender instrument is not cheap.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So, but him just willing to do it,
Yeah, absolutely.
just because his son was like, oh, I'm a punk rocker, and I want to get on
That's
stage
awesome,
and
though,
jump
man.
around. Yeah. So,
Super supportive.
absolutely. Yeah. It was like, man,
Do you remember your first show you went to?
I don't remember. Like, I've talked about this before, and I wish I had a better memory. But so we started going to shows, but
In
it
high
was
school?
like local stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was bands in our neighborhood. Whittier, for some reason, was always like a punk focused city, and I have no idea why. I don't know like when it started or whatever, but there was always a lot of punks, especially in uptown Whittier. It's like, I don't know if you guys have ever been there, but it's like a small main street type of place. You know, where there's like shops and stuff, and there was this place called Monkeys to Go that sold, studded shit, and they would do piercings and have records. There's a couple good records stores up there and stuff, so punks would just kind of hang out there. Like you would see it like you see in the movies. You don't see the shit anymore, but there would be one corner, and there's like 5 punks that were just always kind of sitting there and maybe drinking or something, but they had mohawks and shit.
In front of the record store?
Yeah. So that was always like a thing in Whittier, and there was a lot of bands in the area, and there was a lot of backyard shows. We have backyard shows, not basement shows, because no one in LA has basements, Maybe I never knew anyone. So I went to a lot of backyard shows when I was young, and there was this band. One of the dudes lived down the street from me. They were called Brotherhood of Death, which a couple of the dudes.
That's real.
Yeah, which they didn't sound like they should be called that, but that was the name, and it was sick. But Matt Cawthron, who's like in the Bronx and Mariachi, he was a part of that.
Oh, wow.
Because he's from like down the road a little ways, and him and some of my friends went to high school together and shit. And then this other kid lived right here, and he was in that band, and he plays in Social Distortion now, I think. And
Really?
like his dad was in Los Lobos, and there was like a lot of music happening in the area. Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
it was like I think that like pushed me even more to be more involved with stuff, because you listen to music and it's one thing, but then when you start seing people, your peers around you doing it,
Those
and
are
you're
legitimate
like, oh wait,
credentials.
you can like do this,
Yeah.
like, because I never thought I could ever. I would just listen to music and feel like it was this other world.
For sure.
Then I met this kid, Jimmy Hopkins, who was like this punk kid who had a mohawk and everything and hated his dad and like the typical shit. And like he was this angry kid, and he had a guitar and he played guitar, and I was like, oh, okay, like I guess you can do this, and like you can figure out how to play an instrument, start a band. And him and I started the first band that I was ever in, and then it just never stopped from there.
What was the band called?
The Bandits.
Nice.
Yes.
And I still remember how to play the songs. It's great.
And what did it sound like?
It was just like 3-chord punk,
Sick.
like, very actually like inspired by SOA, because it was just like
Nice.
very verse chorus type of thing, and like not a lot of riffing happening.
Were you writing the songs back then too?
We both did, yeah.
That's cool.
Like we both wrote lyrics sometimes and both wrote riffs sometimes, or
What
not
grade?
really riffs, but this was like 8th grade going into freshman year, yeah.
Damn.
I'm just taking a minute to think through like the punk thing and you playing, in the band bass at that time, you're saying, right?
Yeah, I was playing bass first, yeah.
And because, jumping ahead to Terror and even some of the other bands I know you rock with lately, very more metallic.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely.
So I would almost have guessed you had like a metal background over a punk background.
Yeah.
I did the reverse thing. Like most people my age did, either you started with punk.
Yeah.
If you're into hardcore, you started with punk and then got into it, or metal and then got into hardcore, and then you kind of like, then go back and listen to everything else. I was definitely like
punk first.
Dude first, yeah, and then like started listening to metal with Megadeth and that sort of thing, yeah. And that came way later. And now I would say most of what I listen to is metal, and I still listen to a lot of punk and hardcore and everything really, but majority of the stuff I'm listening to I would say is metal, yeah. So.
Did the Bandits play shows?
We played one show. Wait, no, actually, we never played a show. We would just practice. But then the next band I was in, it was the first time I did a band with my brother. And then we played a show. So the guy, Jimmy Hopkins, who got me into playing, and we were in the band together, the Bandits, he started another band. And so then the two of us had 2 separate bands, and the first shows we played together was his birthday party at his house in his backyard. His parents let him do it and everything. They were there when it happened. And like
Nice.
for his birthday present was being allowed to have 2 mohawks. I'll never forget this.
Double
He was
wide.
like for his birthday.
Happy birthday,
so
son.
No way.
Here's your 2 mohawks. And he was like, he looked cool. Like it was him and his cousin and his cousin Kevin and their friend Ninja. We called him Ninja. And a couple of these girls, they were like, it's like you plucked them out of a movie. They look so cool. Like their punk aesthetic was perfect. And I always admired it, but I was like, I can't do that. Like I'm not gonna, I like you guys and we're friends. We hang out every day, but I'm never going to be the like stereotypical punk. I've never had a leather jacket.
You didn't have crazy hair?
See, I mean, I did. Like, that was the look.
Yeah.
And
I think
like,
I admire it, but it can never be me,
82, 83, like that was hardcore. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely Liberty Spikes before a mohawk, all that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I always just shaved
Leather
my head,
jacket with the
like,
stickers and, all that shit.
the skinhead thing was like pretty prominent in the San Gabriel Valley where I'm from, and like I saw that at a young age going to punk shows.
Yeah, but
going to like see bands like Naked Aggression would play or Litmus Green, and you go to a show and there's like a lot of skinheads, like Mexican, like real skinheads, not Nazi skins, like
sure,
yeah. So
from where? What area did you say?
San Gabriel Valley.
Unity.
Yeah. I mean,
right?
I've been seeing those guys around since I was a literal child, which
Been
is
for a
insane.
long time, right?
Yeah. I have this funny story. We when my brother and I first started going to the Showcase Theater in
Oh,
Corona, Izat, who owned it, rest in peace.
Sure.
He just passed away
Absolutely.
recently.
It's a piece.
He used to be at the door a lot of the times too, and so I was, I didn't even have. I had a high school idea. I was like a freshman in high school. We went to a show there, and he made my brother and I give us our ID. He made us give him our IDs at the front door because he thought we were Unity skins because we're brown and had shaved heads.
Right.
And he even said, I'll never forget this. He's like, I don't want to see any of that Unity bullshit. He had an accent. He was like from Egypt, I think.
Yeah.
I don't want to see any of that Unity bullshit in here tonight. We're like, the fuck are you talking about? Like, I had no idea what he was talking about. And he was like, if you don't get in trouble, you come back, I'll give you your IDs at the end of the night. I was like,
damn,
wow, that's bizarre, But then you go to a show and you see they had some troublemakers, they were doing some wild shit. I saw some crazy stuff
back then.
Back then. Yeah. I saw some. We used to go to this bar. I guess it was a bar. I don't even know how they had shows that let children in, but it was called La Nueva Ronda. It was like this Mexican bar restaurant in maybe Covina or something like that. And I specifically remember seeing Naked Aggression there, and one of the most violent shows I've ever seen. This was the first time I've seen like bar stools getting bounced off people's heads. I saw a dude had like the Liberty Spike mohawk, and he got an entire spike ripped
pulled out.
Oh, yeah, I was like, oh my god, this is fucking crazy. Yeah. But it wasn't enough to like. We were like, oh, that was crazy. Well, we'll go to the next show.
Right.
Like, no big deal.
Yep.
Just don't start shit and you'll be fine.
I mean, plus you're a big dude. Like you and your brother are big guys.
Yeah.
Really
We weren't too worried, but it was it was definitely like a eye-opening experience. Okay, you gotta like keep your head on a swivel type of
for
thing.
sure.
Don't just don't do shit that you can't handle, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. What were your goals in high school at that point? You found punk, you decided to want to do music. That was like your goal. If any goals
like,
just to graduate, whatever.
Yeah, definitely just to graduate. I never thought music would be. I never saw it as a goal. It was just like my ultimate passion.
Yeah.
And it actually got me to. I was on the football team, and I ended up quitting because I'm like, I do not want to have to go to. It was between my junior and senior year, and it's like you got to practice over the summer. And I'm like, I'm not fucking going to football practice when I'm going to want to go to the shows or go to the beach with we used to go to record stores a lot then,
Yeah.
Like you would kind of have to drive to go to the better ones, like Vinyl Solutions and Huntington Beach. And there was like in Cypress, there was Bionic Records. So we would like take day trips out of it, and get a group of people and I'll go to the record store. And I'm like, I don't want to have to miss out on doing that or miss out on going to a show because of football practice, So but that's just the scene in general, not because I was like, I want to be a musician and I need to dedicate time to playing and stuff like that. No, I never thought that was never even like a thought in my head that I could do that as a thing, so.
Were you a good football player?
Yeah, I was really fucking good. Yeah. It would have been awesome. Yeah, I was like training for to be a linebacker because of my size, but I was pretty fast. then, might
You
not
still
anymore.
you
My
still you
knees
still a
would
fan
explode.
today?
Yeah, I'm not a massive football fan. My brother is like psychotic, no disrespect, but he's psychotic over football, especially University of Michigan football, and the Raiders. But I'm more of a baseball guy. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I see the dot.
Yeah.
That game last night.
the game, all the first 3 games. I don't want to talk too much about sports, so I'll probably get pissed off. But the first 3 games of the World Series, I was in Canada.
Mm.
And I've been thinking
shit.
about this a
Whoa.
lot. I was in Toronto.
Yeah, man.
And game 1 was like a beatdown, and it's like so there was this 2-day festival that happened in Toronto, Town of Hardcore, like the old zine. They did a fest in Toronto, 2 days.
That's cool.
So it was game 1 and 2. So I get there, and it's this really cool venue. Upstairs is like a bigger stage, downstairs smaller stage. But upstairs where the big stage is, they had a bar right next to it, and they had a projector, and they were showing the game because they're in Toronto, and a lot of people were watching.
Yeah.
And I'm not even like people won't see this, right? It's not video.
No.
Well, I'll say I'm decked out in Dodgers gear right now,
Head to
but I
toe.
wasn't even at the show. I didn't even have a hat on. But these motherfuckers there know that I'm a Dodgers fan, know that I'm from LA. So I'm not like flaunting around or anything, but I'm watching this game with like what felt like 200 other people who were all Toronto fans,
Blue Jays,
naturally, which respect they should be.
Yep.
And everyone is giving me shit.
Really?
Yeah, and I can take shit, it's like sports, it's fun.
Yeah.
Love talking shit.
As
I
long
was
as it's got
I
the
was
right
giving shit
attitude.
back,
Yeah.
but it got to a point where it's like I get upset when it's someone's giving me shit. I'm not saying anything, and people are walking up to me talking shit to me when they don't even care about the game.
Yeah.
And they start talking
That's
shit
what I'm
about the
saying.
city and stuff. It's like
Yeah.
like I had this full like start talking shit about LA's like, talking about our homelessness rate and like traffic. And I'm like, you son of a bitch, what does that have to do with fucking baseball?
Yeah.
Plus, your city ain't that great. I was walking around, there's junkies everywhere too. The traffic is worse. I sat in worse traffic in Toronto than I did ever in LA. But it's like that has nothing to do with any of this. Like, let's talk baseball.
That dude's just a dick and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because you know how it works. If someone's busting your chops or you decide to bust someone else's chops, both you are going to know, hey, man, we're just fucking around.
Yeah.
You feel it.
Right.
It feels different when someone's a dick.
When someone is taking like a personal shot at you and they're trying to provoke you.
For
and it's
sure.
like, you're trying to hurt my actual emotions. Like you're not talking baseball anymore. You want me to be hurt, and you're trying to elicit a response out of me. And then you give them that response. And that's like the type, I'm not saying I was this mad or this is what happened, but it's like the type of thing when you're in a bar or something and someone's in your face calling you a motherfucker and saying fuck your mother, and then you break their jaw, and then they wake up and they're like, why'd you hit me?
Yes.
You're like, you were clearly asking
100%.
for this sort of response, like, because if you weren't, I
Well, but
wouldn't
there is that
feel it.
category, you never got punched in the face and it shows. Type.
Yeah. And that,
Yeah.
oh man, I was thinking about that today, literally, because I was like, all these thoughts are going through my head, and it's like, man, it's crazy. Like, my brother is the first person that ever punched me in my face. And as much as it
Probably did you a favor.
it stung physically and and emotionally, it was like, yeah, it just gives you a different perspective of like, okay, so if I don't push people, then you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it back like that, know. And it's like, and that's like a real world lesson. We live in the real world, and these sort of things can happen. It's not all peace and harmony, and it's
For
like
sure.
if you're, what you're doing when you're pushing someone to that point, and you can
Or at
see it
least
in
you
people like
should.
that. You can see it in people's eyes when they're saying these things to you, like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do whatever I want and say whatever I want,
and
whether it be in someone's face or virtual or digitally or something.
Yep.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like, no,
yeah.
these are real things,
And
You're
if it wasn't
provoking.
if it wasn't a different country and it was a different time and a different version of yourself, he probably would have smacked the shit out of him right over that.
yeah,
probably.
yeah,
But
exactly.
it's not even worth it. You're in a different country.
That's
for
the problem.
sure.
Is
And
you're creating problems for yourself at that point. We know
absolutely.
that cycle, and
Right. And it's
Passive
all,
aggressive
it's,
shit, I hate it
it's
too.
sports, and it's like I love shit talking with sports, but sometimes people take it a little too far. It's like,
Yeah.
what
drunk too. You think maybe?
Yeah, probably. I
sure.
mean, we definitely all were. I was for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's so interesting because you guys know Jordan.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Interband.
Oh, that's
We
his
have
hometown, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's and it's crazy because like I don't want to talk about baseball too much, but postseason baseball somehow we wind up on tour a lot of the time.
Sure.
So, and no disrespect to Toronto, it's been 32 years since they've seen a World Series. So they're new to this like postseason stuff. So they're all excited, like respect to them for that. And Jordan is like,
but try to act like you've been there before.
Leading
Sorry
up to
all
this,
my Canadian friends.
man. Yeah, I was
teasing,
like,
teasing.
I was a legit Jays fan up until the World Series because I'm with Jordan on tour and I'm watching.
Great team.
I'm watching the Seattle series and I'm watching them come back.
Great baseball.
Yeah, great baseball. And then it's like as soon as they won that last game, it's like I look at it and I'm like, now it's war, like now it's you and I. Like we actually made it happen because he was rooting for the Dodgers when we knocked out
I
the
didn't realize that this was going on. This is genius.
Oh yeah.
This is genius.
And it's crazy. There's like a origin story to this, and like there was times where it's like Jordan and all his friends, and then 200 other people, and everyone's like looking at me and laughing while we're getting fucking spanked, and I'm just like, oh, this is so rough. And he would say things sometimes. It's like I love him so much, but it's like having a sibling. And I would have to look at him and be like, I want to fucking put you through a table right now. Like you I won't touch any of these other people, but you are making me just want to snap you in half. It's so irritating. He's like, oh, you get all mad, you can't take it. And I'm like, this is more than taking it, man. You'll never understand how like the pressure that I'm feeling right now. 200 pairs of eyes all on me laughing at me right now. And I'm not even decked out in Dodgers gear. They just know, and I'm like, whatever. It's all fine though. Like I had a great time and we won the next game and that was beautiful to go from that first night of just getting smoked and then have the second night also be in Toronto, being in that same bar upstairs, same amount of people, crickets. Wow. And it's just like everyone's quiet and I'm just like walking around feeling 100 feet tall, even though I didn't do shit, it's not, I'm not playing the game or anything, but none of those people that were saying shit the night before would even look at me that night. And I'm just like, and I'm not saying anything. I didn't need to say anything. It's just like, let the Dodgers.
Well, I just think of like Chris Wren, right? Chris Wren, Bridge 9, Boston, Massachusetts.
Of course. Yeah.
Built Bridge 9 for Yankee Suck shirt.
Yeah,
exactly. Such a sick
And so
story.
him and I, we bust each other's balls,
right.
And it's
all love.
I'm Yankees.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask if you were like Brewers maybe or
see, and that's the other thing. Like for obvious reasons, right? I can identify with a lot of different places, but I spent the longest clip of time and made the most strong relationships in New York. So
gotcha.
I believe it or not, I was a big fan of the Yankees in the 70s living in Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
The 70s Yankees with, Reggie Jackson, Thurman Munson,
Reggie
But
Jackson.
Maddie, isn't it safe to say that you lived in California longer than New York now?
At this point, yes.
Shit, really?
And because I'm such a fan of baseball, I'm a huge Dodgers fan.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
The only time it conflicts
is when
we're
playing the Yankees.
And the only time I can feel semi-decent about knowing the Yankees lost when it was to the Dodgers.
To the Dodgers, yeah, crazy last year.
I love we're talking about sports on here.
I know, yeah.
But you know what it is? It's just another way, if you think about it, how people connect with each other from different parts of the country and the world.
Yeah, and it's always been interesting to me how within hardcore it's like such a, I don't know, like we're all jocks mostly, punk is so different, it's like
totally
anti-sports for the most part, and then hardcore was always like different when I saw it visually for the first time.
Absolutely.
And you see like a Chain of Strength record or something, and it's like you got the college fonts on all this stuff, and
True.
You see photos of these dudes in like crop top football jerseys and shit, like and bleached hair.
Oh,
youth
like, whoa,
like
dude.
That's cool, Nike everything. Like it's just this aesthetic that always spoke to me. And I know a lot of other people that I know, especially Scott and stuff, we've always been like sportswear guys, and
it's
so
Jordans. Oh,
and you see sports fandom a lot within hardcore, and it's pretty fucking cool. It's like it's cool to be at a show like that, and you have this thing that we all share together, but then there's also this other thing, and you just mix it all together, and like, it's really fun. Like it was a fun weekend, and it was also a emotional weekend, and I wanted to jump out a window at one point, but it's awesome, and so we're going to Chicago. Terror is playing a show in Chicago on Halloween night, and there's a game that night also. So Jordan's already been texting me. We gotta find a place to watch the game as soon as we're done playing. And I'm like, yeah, I'll have it on my phone if I have to. Like we're definitely gonna be watching. Yeah,
all right,
so.
you just mentioned a word that I gotta throw this question in, and I texted you about it. Do you have plans for a strong follow up from last year's Halloween costume? I believe it was
The Rock.
because that
Incredible, dude.
Yeah,
just pure genius. And we're gonna have to take a minute to help you explain
For the listeners.
where that idea came from.
Okay, I mean, everyone knows the iconic photo. I would assume, it's
perfect,
like him
dude.
Was he already?
I wasn't aware
I
of
don't
it
even know if he
until-
was already a wrestler at that point. That photo just made its rounds on the internet for a long time now, and it's like I think he looks so young.
Yes, for
and
sure.
he's just got the funny hair and like the turtleneck and the blue jeans and
The blue
shit
jeans
tucked
with the
in
shirt
and
tucked
everything.
in,
Yeah,
the belt, and
We
the
killed it, man.
specifically the fanny pack, and I've always been a fan of like high neck stuff. I wore turtlenecks as a kid.
Okay.
It was always like my choice of formal wear.
Nice.
Yeah, so I went to a wedding so this was Halloween last year. So earlier that year, I went to a wedding and I bought a new turtleneck for the wedding, and multiple people, because I had a little hair at the time, so I was getting like a nice fade.
Yeah.
And I like to wear some chains sometimes. So I had this outfit on, and multiple people were like, "You look like The Rock in that photo." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I have the costume already. I already have blue jeans. I have fanny packs, So I just decided at this wedding, all right, in 3 or 4 months or whatever it is, I'm gonna do this for a costume. And it
Looks amazing.
when I put
Bravo,
it on,
dude.
I put it on, and I was legit laughing at myself. I was this is like good. Plus,
It's incredible,
It's The Rock,
dude.
who's like one of the coolest dudes ever. I'm like, the fact that I can pull off somewhat looking like him, I felt pretty cool. Like,
It looks
I'm kind of
so
cool because
good,
he's so
dude.
cool, Yeah. And
I
then
wish you went to some sort of like Halloween costume contest or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Scott that year, so we played a show that night.
Wasn't Scott like a Krishna?
Yeah, and it was fucking awesome.
Really?
Like,
It looked
he
amazing.
loved it. He was like
Oh,
excited about
wow.
it.
I seen that.
And I had a Bhagavad Gita that I had gotten on Warped Tour because they come on Warped Tour, the one we did 2013 or something, and they gave me one.
Wow.
Yeah. So I read it that summer, and it was interesting. But anyways, I already had one, so I brought it for him to like complete the costume.
He looked amazing.
Yeah,
man.
he looked great.
So
yeah.
what, like the orange robe and the
Yeah,
he did like the
everything.
paint and everything,
Dude.
yeah. And he did something. I feel like he did like when we came on stage, he like did a gesture or something that they did. That was one. I don't remember
Bro.
if it was Shelter or 108. One of them closed out a night of a This Is Hardcore like several years ago, and they played like an intro over the PA, and all the devotees in the crowd like all had their hands up, and it was like
Wow.
this. I was like. It was emotional, even though it's like nothing that I really know about all that much. It was so cool to see.
like
Like,
a heavy
that
connection.
sounds
yeah, I was
amazing.
like, this is fucking beautiful, man. It was
Yeah.
heavy, and
Damn.
then they just kicked into a song, and then that was sick as well.
No,
you know,
I
seeing everyone go off.
I respect that.
Me
you know?
too.
Yeah,
Were
it
you
was
trying?
pretty cool.
We trying to get into Krishna conscious at any time or no?
No, it
Yeah.
it just I was interested just because it's like it was such a bizarre. Well, it felt bizarre to me how closely connected it was to hardcore, and
Mhm.
as a young kid, I didn't understand why until I realized you're inherently vegan
Yeah.
and straight edge, so it's like
Yeah.
it makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I never tried it out for myself, but I did listen to a lot of Christian music and a lot of Christian hardcore, which is a funny topic, but
Oh, you said Christian hardcore?
Christian, yeah.
What,
Just
at a
bands
young
that I
age, you mean?
Yeah, younger age, like bands I still love to this day,
Like-
from
like-
the like mid to
Who?
mid 90s, Strong Arm, Zayo,
Zayo.
Training for Utopia. There was
It's a different genre, man.
yeah, there
Now he's
was like
shaking his
from
head.
San Diego. There was Nonus and Victim that
Yeah, that was a
sounded
big
like
one.
Okay, that name
essentially it
sounds
was like
familiar to me.
Christian Madball in a way.
Yeah.
It was like
Wow.
They were big
hard.
bands.
How
And
yeah.
there
am
was
I-
there was Redlands, which is a little south of here,
Sure.
was always this stronghold of Christian hardcore kids.
Wow.
Oh, it was a
They
whole
had
different
youth
world,
churches
dude.
and stuff. They would book shows, and there was this band called Cast in Stone from down there. And like I would say I was a teenager, like going to see their band play and like loving it, and it was hard too. It was like dudes moshing, kicking the shit out of each other to Christian music, And there was a band from the San Gabriel Valley. One of the dudes lived in Whittier, and they were called Torn in Two, and first band I ever saw that had 2 singers, I believe. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And then there was this band Point of Recognition from like out in the IE. Yeah, there's just like a lot of it at that time.
Were you a big Strife fan back then?
Strife, I would say, was like life changing for me. Yeah, going to see them early on, and like the energy, like their live energy and their aesthetic is what I feel like. If I'm remembering correctly, it was like where the switch flipped, where I was like, "This is what I was meant for," you know, like this is the shit that I love, you know. And I had this interview with Rick Rodney from Maximum Rock and Roll that I cut out, and I, you know, like in your Trapper Keeper, whatever, like
for
your
sure,
folder for school, it had the clear things you could slide stuff in there, and I kept this interview slid in my binder because it talked about. I used to think that to be straight edge, you had to have never done anything your whole life. And in his interview, he's talking about how he was like doing drugs at a young age and turned to straight edge, and that helped him. So I thought that was so cool. And that made me be straight edge all through high school. And, and beyond. Yeah.
Had you tried things when you partying before that?
Yeah, I mean, like our little neighborhood homies, little troublemaker cholo kid, and we had some neighbors that were like bad boys and shit, and they were smoking weed. So I tried it. I hated it, but I tried it.
Yeah.
And I like, you know, probably took some sips of beer or something like that, you know. But
so straight edge
nothing
all through
crazy.
high school?
Yeah, I definitely didn't like doing that stuff. I was too young for it, first of all. But then the whole straight edge thing came about, and I was like, this is like, I like this, and I want to do this. So all through high school, which I feel like is a difficult time, you know, it was like
for sure.
All my peers were partying.
Yeah.
Man, I was like looking through my yearbook the other day, my senior yearbook, reading what people had written, and so many people made comments about it, like, you know, too bad you didn't drink with us at the parties and stuff.
Wow.
But that anyone care that much?
I always figured that kind of fueled the passion, though, right?
Definitely at that time, especially because it's like,
absolutely,
you feel like it's so different now. There's so many people that are straight edge, so many like public figures that talk about it and stuff. And it's like, then it was like this secret society. Even before that, it was probably even so much more. You know, it's like as time goes on, everything gets globalized and it's like more accessible. But I legitimately felt like I knew something that other people didn't.
For sure.
They couldn't comprehend, you know, when I'd be because I would still go to parties.
Same.
And I would get offered a drink, and I would say, no, I don't drink, you know, and that would blow people's minds.
It's the most punkest thing you do. It's the most shocking fucking...
Yeah.
How could you not drink at the party? That's
in the early
absurd.
days, for sure.
Yeah. So it was like, it definitely did fuel me in a way, you know. It was like wearing my Life Sentence Records t-shirt to school where it says, go ahead, keep smoking, I want you to die.
Wow. Did you ever X up at school?
No, I never did. I don't think I ever X'd up in my life.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. It's just
that's
like,
cool.
Yeah.
But Strife's like a local, like they're like the local.
Yeah. I feel
really. Like Strife, from my experience, you know, kind of like made me realize, okay, LA's got something, you know, because LA was punk.
For sure.
Right. And no,
I mean,
they were hard.
Am I off on thinking that they would have been the band to really kind of set the tone for LA and hardcore?
For me, yes. I mean,
well, who would have been before
I'm
then?
sure someone can make an argument for something else, you know, like.
What was that hard metal back then? It was really nothing. It was
there was like other bands similar.
Okay.
Like Eyelid was around, but they didn't sound like
Never
Strife.
heard of them.
And that's like, which is crazy. Dan Palmer, that was his band. He is now in like Death by Stereo, and he plays in Zebrahead and probably other stuff as well. But he was the waiter at Rocky Cola Cafe in Uptown Whittier, which was right next to Monkeys to Go. I'm like tying this all into what I was saying earlier. It was part of the Uptown like punk thing. And I remember going in there as a kid and seeing him be a waiter there, like, holy shit, that's Dan Palmer from Eyelid, you know, because I had already had an Eyelid record at that point, you know. So I don't know. Yeah, I feel like even though those bands, like I would say Eyelid and Strife make sense together, they play shows together and everything, Strife was definitely different and harder.
Well,
so like they just had more of a
Strife had wider
different, totally
right?
different energy, wider impact.
They're like the West Coast Earth Crisis Judge because they were hard and they were straight edge and the metal vibe.
Yeah,
to them,
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
But even outside,
because we had Chain of Strength there, which is more youth crew.
True. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Even aside from the straight edge thing,
and
just, you know, the tougher music, the tougher metallic hardcore style,
for sure,
was not really known for LA.
Like Uniform Choice and shit was, and we always had Ignite and stuff, but
more melodic.
But Strife was like
hard.
To me, was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I mean,
aggressive, definitely way more
Right.
aggressive and like straightforward and more in your face than a lot of the other stuff.
I saw him in New York on like the One Truth record, I think it's called.
Yeah, One
opening
Truth
for
was
Sick
the
of It All,
first
Irving
LP.
Plaza, man, and it was
They blew it
it
up.
wasn't, dude.
I
It
feel like
was
they were a band at that
insane,
time where
bro.
it's like anyone who brought them on tour, it like elevates you because you see what they do on stage. And you're
Right.
like, we gotta match what these motherfuckers are doing.
Yeah,
you know,
especially in
like-
New York with them, I was like, whoa, man, it was
Yeah,
incredible, man.
Yeah.
Great
They
front,
stood
man.
out to me the most as a young kid. Seeing them the first time was like,
So that's one of the first ones, kind of
holy
life
shit.
changer thing for you.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
And then it was just like perfect timing because all the bands they were playing with at the time, like Sick of It All.
yeah,
The first time seeing Sick of It All for me was because of Strife.
yeah.
Going to see them play and them opening for Sick of It All, and like AFI in the early days.
Yes.
Bands like Good Riddance too. Would
Yep.
always play with them, and
Sure, if I played a lot with Sick of It All back then.
yeah, and then all the Victory stuff that like they opened me up to everything on the Victory Records catalog at that time, and that was just like
Was Hatebreed's first one out by then?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just like flawless for me, and it got me into other shit too, where I started listening. Basically, anything on Victory I would check out, and Dead Guy and stuff like
sure,
that, the weirder stuff, and
That
then
was a
hearing Snapcase
strong
for the
era,
first time.
man.
It was,
Yeah, yeah.
Victory
Snapcase.
they
definitely
had-
brought it.
Man,
Snapcase,
they had a
woo.
fucking roster. That was, Earth Crisis, like everything was
Yeah.
so crazy,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And they had a lot of stuff that I didn't. I tried. I bought a lot of records that after I listened to it, I was like, I don't know too much about this. Like Hi-Fi and the Roadburners. And
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right.
rockabilly shit. And
Yeah.
like,
It's kind of like the same Epitaph era. People bought only Epitaph records, Fat Records. They bought
Yeah.
all the catalog off of
yeah,
that.
it was cool.
Yeah.
It was just like I see it happening. The same thing is happening now with like Days Records and Flat Spot Records. Where it's
100%.
like it's almost like you're like alumni. You have
Yes.
all these bands that are together on this thing, and you're a unit. And
Yep.
I can imagine being a young kid and hearing, like, if it's Flat Spot, you hear Scowl for the first time. You go, oh
Yeah.
shit, I like this, and then you can check out everything else that they put out.
Yep.
And generally be impressed, I would say, and be like, yo, I like this stuff.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
great diverse mix of bands.
Yeah,
including
for sure.
Terror coming out new record.
I was
Yes.
just gonna say.
Ricky was just on there talking about
yeah,
it.
let's,
Oh shit, yeah.
now's the
Terror,
time to jump into that. Right?
official Flat Spot Records.
That's
alumni
awesome,
now.
man.
Yeah, so next year record will come out.
It's so
next
perfect
spring.
for you
Yeah.
guys, dude.
Can
Yeah.
I'm just gonna ask the question, and it's all love, and Ricky's a good fan of everyone in this room. Was it a quick and easy decision, or was there consideration to just think in a different direction?
There was definitely consideration. I feel like we're all old in the band. Everyone's over 40 plus now,
Yep.
and we've been doing this for such a long time. And it's like we consider and talk about everything as a band,
As you should.
yeah. And then having people like aligned with us that are looking out for us all the time. Someone like James Vitalo, who
Sure.
Bastard.
I mean, he's a member at this point.
Right.
He's been with us through so much, and at one point, we were his only band. I think where when he ventured out on his own with the management thing, and he was managing and booking us. He was doing everything for us.
So cool.
Fucking ripping his hair out probably because it was so chaotic, But yeah, so we all talk about everything and figure out like, hey, like at this point in the band's life, what makes us feel the best, because you're not making decisions anymore for the most part that are motivated by anything else, because
True.
it's not the same anymore, record labels and what resources are available and all that stuff. It's like, it's just so much easier to do everything you can do everything on your own. So if you're going to align with a label, align with someone that makes sense for you and who is eager to be a part of it versus
sure.
is trying to like make a buck.
And everything you say right there is an obviously great alignment with
Yeah.
you and Flat Spot.
Yeah, for sure.
Knowing
And I
both
mean,
sides of this story.
A lot of history with Ricky, and
Yeah.
backtrack and stuff. We've toured
sure,
together
man.
so many years, and I mean, he's like legitimately crushing it.
Yeah,
He
crushing
does
it.
so much
Exactly,
cool
which
stuff.
is so great.
Yeah, and it's like I consider him younger, even though he's in the grand scheme, he's
Yeah.
older than a lot of the young kids, but he feels youthful to me, and that's, I think that's important right now for
Totally.
us, a band that's been around for a long time. It's like the worry of not coming off as like connected to the youth, because I feel that we are, and
You
it's
guys
like,
really are.
I feel
man.
legitimate, and it's not something like, I don't want it to sound too calculated, but it's definitely something we think about where it's like, are we, what are we doing? Where do we fit in? Like that kind of thing, So
that's a healthy thing to do. That's being self-reflective,
right? Yeah, self-reflective, self-aware,
and showing that you actually care about what's going on outside of your own little world.
It's easy. It can be so easy to get locked in your little bubble,
Well, let's just give him the flowers while he's here, because Terror is one of the most hardest working hardcore bands. We talk about them all the time in this podcast, Maddie. Out of I don't give a fuck what band you name. They're the top hardworking bands. Always looking out for younger bands. Always never not been relevant, and it's because they do. He's got Sound and Fury Fest. We're gonna get into that too as well. But connected to all the shit that's happening in the hardcore scene. Like he goes. I see this dude all. They go to shows. He lived this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're out there.
And everything you say is true.
It's so
and
true.
Important and should be recognized. But sometimes I get a little. It's like, oh, they work real hard. It's like, well, yeah, okay, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna like their music.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm gonna give them respect.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
okay, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna be a fan of the band necessarily. So
undeniable live show every time.
Yeah. Before we
never
started
saw
rolling, I mentioned that warehouse show in Long Beach.
Which
was some random ass show near my home, where I live. I live in Long Beach, right?
Yeah.
Like, wait, where? What?
Yeah, what is this weird ass
there?
building?
And
who these? Yeah,
you got to walk up 7 flights of stairs.
I was so impressed with the crowd.
Yeah.
And you guys fucking destroyed it, but it's like, yo, I mean, you guys connect with a lot of people in a really strong way. It's great,
beautiful to hear. Yeah, I mean, like,
it's because again, it's not, first and foremost, you guys are a kick-ass band. I mean, let's just make that that simple. But the work you put in with all the other things mentioned, the sense of community within the hardcore scene, the commitment you have to not only putting out quality as a band, but to supporting other people in our community is clear.
Yeah, I feel lucky to be in a band with. It's kind of crazy to think about different iterations of the band that I've been involved in, but always feeling so comfortable with every member who's been in the band, because I've been lucky enough to be involved with people that like inspire me directly and do other things, like when I first joined the band, having someone like Jonathan Buskey playing bass in the band,
Buskey
had so many bands before that I was loved as a kid, saw him play with Sana Sangre and The Promise, and always loved Another Victim and stuff like that. But then he's this like designer god to me. And he influenced me so much. I was already doing a lot of design stuff, but like he had such an impact on me design wise, and like elevated me in that space, and same with just Nick and Scott have been in the band the longest next to me. They started the band together, and having them be dudes who just on their own, like going to see Buried Alive when I was a teenager because they played with Candiria, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna check this band out, and this shit is awesome. And then Nick just doing all these different things that he's piece by piece, and recording bands, producing, and it's like, so like I said, I've been lucky to be in the band with people who do things, so many different things outside of what Terror is, and then bringing that influence into Terror, and then all of it, like I soak it all in, and I feel like it's inspiring to me to be in a band with dudes like that. And the current lineup now, having Jordan with No Warning, and Chris with Cruel End and Outbreak, and he's basically like, I don't want to say reviving, but he's like helping so much with the Portland, Maine scene right now, where he's booking all the shows because there wasn't a lot happening there for a while, and he's like single-handedly
I've talked to him about
breaking his back, like doing as much as he can to like make this a place that bands stop through, because there's people there that want to see shows that don't want to have to drive 10 hours away or whatever it is, And so things like that, it's like I feel like that shines through, and it helps Terror as like an entity,
because people know you love it and live it, and you still love hardcore. You love this shit, dude.
Yep. Right.
I mean, you're playing God's Hate, you're doing Nails too.
Yeah. So basically all that to say that it shows that without, even if none of us were in Terror, we would still be doing something.
100%.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So,
but you're in it for the right reasons. You guys love it.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is kind of what I pick up with you guys is, as individuals, kind of what you're talking about is you all seem to be very driven,
sure,
and focused on being the best self you can be.
Right.
And that's contagious too. And we need more people out in the world that are demonstrating that,
Yeah.
But there's a lot of bands that don't really look out for other bands. And almost every band we have this podcast, from Mind Forced, Painted Truth, Combust, everybody mentions Terror as the band that took them on tour, looked out for them. They love, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like,
that's
you guys,
crazy,
you really do it. Like, that's what bands how we do it. It's like the bootstraps theory. You pull bands up. We've always done that. You know what I mean? People did that for us when we came up back then.
Absolutely.
I mean, Biohazard did that a lot for a lot of bands back in the day, man.
Yeah.
Marauder, Sub-Zero, 25, all these bands he took on tour,
right.
Put them on.
Yeah.
And when I think about you guys, from our perspective, Toby and I, we're older. I mean, it's just simple math, right?
Oh, really?
That's just a fact. And so we remember a hardcore scene before there was Terror.
Yeah,
Sure,
yeah.
And so to us, you guys, on some level are always going to be thought of as
like the newer
band,
which is kind of crazy. Yeah,
but it's ridiculous
awesome.
when, you obviously understand the fact you guys are 20 years
plus years,
right?
Because I have personally been playing for 20 years now. Yeah, so it's like I missed.
You came in during Keepers of 2010. You came in?
No. Before that, it was Always the Hard Way was the record that I came in. I didn't get to record on that record,
2006.
but I'm like in the layout. Like I took band photos. I'm credited in the record. That's when I joined the band.
And then you did Forever Crossing Line EP with them. You play on that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was.
Was that the first recording?
Forever Crossing Line, was that live? I don't even remember.
I
don't even remember what was on that, to be honest.
So maybe that's your first recording in 2008, maybe. Yeah.
I definitely recorded the next full LP, which was The Damned the Shamed. That was my first experience in a real studio. Man, like thinking back on it is so cool. It's like gets me emotional. It was like it was such a cool thing for me to go from this like kid who barely did anything, had recorded some stuff before, had been on tours, but on such a different level.
Donnybrook too,
such a different scale.
That's what I was going to say.
Piece by piece.
We skipped over Donnybrook. And
we'll get to it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's so much.
Well, I guess the point I wanted to, when we get to the subject of talking about you joining Terror, I mentioned to Toby how I listened to Scott on the Hardlore podcast just not too long ago, and telling the story of you joining. And it was after a string of conversations he mentioned about like having issues where bands he was in split up because members went to different bands.
And he held a lot of grudges because of shit like that over the years. Yeah. And he didn't want to do the same thing. Yeah.
Exactly. So when it was time for you considered to join the band, he went and had a direct conversation with your brother.
It's kind of like asking a girl's parents for permission to propose, basically. He did that with my brother. Yeah,
and what I was really touched by, and so was he, as you mentioned, was how your brother was like, please, yes.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
He understood the potential and the opportunity there that he wanted his brother to have.
Yeah, and that's at the time with Donnybrook, we were touring a bunch, but I won't get too much into it, but we were being kind of bad people at the time and like getting into a lot of trouble, and like, it was just like chaos happening in our lives, and it was a time to kind of step away and step back and reevaluate what we were doing as people. And it was a crazy couple of years where we did stuff with Donnybrook, like we did things we never imagined, like we toured Europe. Thanks to Terror. That was before I was in the band, but Terror brought us to Europe.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Blacklisted, and it was like insane, going there with our childhood friends were the other band members, and just it was the most tourist shit I've ever experienced in my life. And it's like it's kind of crazy to think now I've been there. I hate saying this, like I don't want to sound like I'm too cool, but I've been there so many times now.
So many.
But I still appreciate it just as much. I still do all the things and see as much as I can. But that first time going was like digital camera, taking a photo as a group in front of every little thing, like a fucking mailbox. Like, look at us at 7-Eleven in Copenhagen, Denmark, and like showing it to our parents when we got home and stuff. Like,
man.
We went to
we
Europe.
All went through that.
Yeah,
for our first time, and we never thought we would even play outside of the state or do anything, and so
it's exciting, man. Yeah,
it all led up to a point where then we were just we had a cool few years where we did a lot of stuff, but it was also chaotic, and it was just time to kind of take a step back.
I heard some of the urban legends, some of the stories.
Oh my god, we got lucky that we made it out basically, and and then
How many years you in Donnybrook for?
We started the band like in 2000, I want to say 2.
Okay.
Maybe 1 where we started, because it was like more of just a neighborhood thing where our homies, we were just jamming together. And my brother and I had a band before that. And some of the music that didn't get used for that band, I ended up switching it over and they became Donnybrook songs. And so it was like a long time in the works, you know, like our other guitar player, my brother and him have legitimately been friends since kindergarten. So it was like, we essentially started that band so he could have a band.
Yeah.
It was like a lot. It was a lot because of him. It's like, dude, he's like, I want to learn how to play guitar. I was like, let's do a band together. You know,
that's cool.
I have a couple songs already, and our drummer wrote a couple songs in the beginning, and he was learning how to, he was building a studio in his garage. So we had a place to jam and record and stuff. And so then that kind of kicked off pretty fast where we started playing a lot of local shows. And I guess I think we were like good enough that people started paying attention.
Yeah.
And so we started getting booked on a lot of shows, and we had a demo. We would straight up burn hundreds of CDs at home, like one at a time, you know, printing out the little insert, handwriting the stuff, and then going to a show with a stack of them, standing outside when the show lets out and giving them away for free. And
that's how you had to do it, man.
Yeah, like for real. Like we really put in a lot of work. And then it just kind of like kept going from there, then started getting hit up about playing shows outside of the city and then outside of the state. And then that's like around the time we met everyone in Terror and Internal Affairs and Piece by Piece and stuff. And then we just became this unit where we were like inseparable.
Yeah.
Played every show together and just were being menaces around town and stuff.
You took over the scene.
And then Corey Williams, when Internal Affairs was he had already toured with Carry On and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he had contacts all over the country and even in Canada, and he booked our first tour, and we went everywhere in the U.S., across Canada and stuff. And it was like 2 months long.
Yeah.
And we were like, whoa, you can do this and survive. You know, we were barely surviving, but we survived it, you know. And it was kind of crazy when we're like, we can tour. This is like a legitimate thing because we never thought we could before, you know. We made it happen. And
what was the band before that? You and your brother was just a local kind of thing.
Yeah. It was. We played a lot of shows locally only though. Like,
what was it called?
It was called Hurricane Rana, which is a wrestling move. Our whole shit then was
nice.
We were wrestling focused and obsessed. You know,
genius.
we used to do crazy shit on stage. Like Jeff Jarrett broke a acoustic guitar over my brother's head at one show. We would use like fake bottles.
That's
and
amazing, dude.
Cut up drywall, throw it in the crowd, and encourage people to hit each other with it. And,
wild.
But yeah. So we were like just playing like stuff locally, but we did play like a good amount of shows. It just didn't really last that long. Yeah.
When you graduated, did you get a job, or you just kind of?
I had a job. Yeah, me and my brother were working like immediately. It was like kind of like a family ethic type of thing. Like our father was very like a compassionate man and everything, but very
strict.
Not strict, but just kind of like old school, I guess. Kind of like give us a lot of life talks and little life lessons and advice and stuff. Like, boy, you know. If you're gonna be living in this house, you gotta have a job and contribute. Type of, like we were doing chores as children. You know,
yeah.
Mowing the lawn as a little kid. Like just like instilling a work ethic that I don't feel it wasn't toxic in any way. You know, it was like a good lesson in life. You know, he grew up on a farm, so it's like he understood what it meant to work. And
I love that.
So we had jobs. It's like, hey, I've had so many jobs. It's like.
But when you graduated, what were your goals at that point? Did you go to college at all?
No, I didn't go to college, never, which is crazy. I considered it. I almost went to a design school, and I have an aunt who was because I consider myself to be an artistic person, and you know, I'm pretty good at the arts, and I had this aunt who was really good at it as well, and she was kind of like pushing me to do that, and took me on a tour of the Pasadena Design Institute.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, man, I think I want to do this. You know, this is awesome. But it's just, we just didn't have the money for that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And my brother did go to community college and stuff. I graduated high school and never looked back.
What was your job when you graduated? Like, what were you doing for survival?
Oh, dude, I was working, like, I had multiple random jobs. Like, I worked at Togo's making sandwiches, and I quit to go snowboarding. Then I was working at this machine shop randomly, like, boring out, engine blocks to fit bigger camshafts. I don't know if anyone's gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about.
It's interesting.
I was like a kid though, didn't know what I was doing, but learned how to do it, and I quit to go to Magic Mountain. I would do shit like that all the time. I was just like, it was all these like little jobs. Like I worked at Party City, yeah. But then 19 years old, maybe. I got a job. It was a summer job I got. My friend's sister was the receptionist at an animal hospital, and they had a grooming department. So they needed like legitimately a bather, like to bathe dogs and cats. And I was like, I can do that. I love cats. I don't love dogs, but I'm good with animals. And having that job like taught me a lot of patience with dogs and stuff. Because I never had dogs growing up. It was only cats. Yeah. I had cats my entire life. So
I'd love to see you bathing cats. It'd be so amazing.
And I was only there for like a couple of weeks, and the doctor started pulling me out to assist him with, can you hold this dog so I can draw blood? Can you help us put this dog to X-ray and blah, blah, blah. And after helping them for about a week, he saw that I was good at it and he's like, do you want to be a vet tech? And I'm like, don't you have to go to school for that? He's like, no, I'll just teach you everything. So I became a veterinary technician that I did that for several years. And that was my career. I was like, I'm doing this the rest of my life. I love
That's
this
incredible.
so much. The pay is great. I learned so much. I ended up doing a lot. I used to like assist in surgeries, and I was in charge of all the dentals, like dental work and, X-ray, just
That's
everything.
amazing,
I learned how to do all of this really cool stuff, and it was like exciting. And then Donnybrook got the opportunity to tour. I went to the the doctor, and we were cool and everything. I was like, hey, I have this opportunity to go on tour for a month and a half. Is it okay if I do that and come back? And he's like, absolutely not. So,
shit.
So I quit and never looked back, and quit that job. And
were you surprised that was his? I mean, was it that?
No, I kind of expected it, but I just knew in my heart that I wasn't gonna not do it.
Sure.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't know, like, I'll come back and maybe I have such good experience here. I can get another job doing that.
You got skills, yeah.
But then after that tour and then getting back and then getting offered more tours, it was like I knew I didn't have the time to get another job yet. And then it just kept going and going. And then I joined Terra, and then it didn't stop. And
That's the last kind of job you had?
Well, for 10 years, for an entire decade, all I did was tour.
Wow.
And just kind of like lived modestly and like just did all the right things and was able to live off money that I was making through touring. And then that changed, and then I started like focusing more on my design stuff, and then I got a job, and so I do stuff, I like.
Do you have a job now besides the band?
Yeah, I'm a designer, yeah. So it's like that's always going to be my thing, like, which is
explain
good
what designer
what kind of
means.
design?
I do
merch.
At first,
album.
I would say it was just like merch because I learned how to.
You do a lot of the Terra designs, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Not so much anymore because
But
I
back
did
then-
everything for
back then you
fucking
did.
15 years.
Yeah.
I got burned out on it. But it was basically a thing where with all the bands that I was doing, we didn't have money to pay someone to do art, so it was like I learned how to use these programs on my own to make flyers, to do shirt design. So it was just like
Sick.
basically focused on that, and then I started doing pretty much only t-shirt designs for bands for many, many years, and all through word of mouth. Like I never, it wasn't anything more than that. And then I just did a lot for many, many years, and then started doing a lot more as far as like record layouts go and stuff like that. I do that a lot now, but I got this job with an old friend of mine in the like cannabis industry where I was there for a decade, and it was like I was part of a marketing team that was maybe about 10 to 12 people, and we just did everything. We was like everyone I worked with, like the guy that owned the company, he used to book our Terror shows in St. Louis, moved to LA, started this successful company. All the other people I work with, some dudes used to book shows locally. Other dudes worked at labels like Metal Blade Records, Prosthetic Records, Century Media Records. Another dude, like one of the main guys, came from Syracuse, and he used to book shows there. So it was this team of people that were all kind of like DIY mentality. And then the owner of the company was this psychopath that booked terror shows, and like, so he understood what he was like assembling this team of like-minded people that we could do anything. It's just like, all right, let's fucking figure this out. Let's fly to China and like go to factories ourselves and like hand pick where we're going to have these things built. And I started doing all this stuff that I had never done before, like user interfaces on devices and user interface design.
Damn, okay. That's his world.
Yeah. And like, oh shit. Okay. Yeah. And like, I fell in love with everything that I was doing, is like, dealing with creating marketing materials and just like learning how to speak to factories and having like doing product development, all this insane shit that I learned in this decade. Yeah. That I'm so thankful that I had that, because they were all so we all had the same mentality, so I was allowed to just learn how to do shit. You know, they were just like, hey, let's figure this out. Some shit didn't work. You know, we made mistakes, a lot of mistakes here and there, but all of us were learning. And man, it things that I learned in that job, I've applied to everything across the board. You know, even the way I operate with band stuff, and very, very, very much with the festival.
Yeah,
Things because we used to put on these events. Like, for example, we had business with Snoop Dogg, and we were doing products for Snoop Dogg, and then we would do these marketing things where it's like, all right, we're gonna throw Snoop Dogg's party, so now let's, from the fucking ground up, let's figure this all out. So we started figuring out, okay, what's the theme, where are we gonna do this? Let's start searching out venues, and like,
wow,
Moonlight Rollerway, okay, let's do it there. We gotta figure out what kind of you know, like, we're going to do gift bags, and we got to make these things. We got to make that, and we got to deal with China and get, you know, it's just like all like from start to finish. And then it's like, okay, how do we get people to post about it on social media? Well, okay, we're going to have photo booths there, and it's going to be branded this way, and blah, 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 and all this
awesome.
crazy marketing things that I learned. And I was like, yeah, this is amazing. I never even thought about these things before. And then flipped those and applied them to other things. Like, you know, it works. You know, it's like,
yeah,
these small thoughtful things go a long way.
And Sound of Fury kicked off, was that 2008 maybe?
The first Sound of Fury was 06.
06, okay.
Yeah,
I remember we played it too. It was in Santa Cruz. It was one up there. It used to be up there.
It was Ventura, not that high up.
Okay,
Ventura,
yeah.
and it was like Ventura and Santa Barbara,
yeah,
Oxnard 1 year, but then since 2016, it's been in Los Angeles. So
I mean, it's such an incredible. I mean, he went to the one this year, his first time.
Yeah, it was my
going,
first year.
dude.
Yeah. I remember
great.
you telling me. Yeah.
Dude,
Such a great time.
And this year just felt like there wasn't a huge difference from this year and last year as far as like maybe optics and production goes, but personally, for me and a lot of people, even people that were there, it just felt like the vibe was the best so far. It was like,
it's a great vibe,
man,
dude.
I still feel it. You know, it was like, it felt so good. And
Well, I remember you and I
very-
talking right after Mind Force played,
oh God, that was
right?
That
And
was
I remember how just you were very.
I was on a high, man.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
you were.
God,
Like, it really-
seeing them play. And
Me
to
too.
That
I mean-
crowd was like,
Bro.
it just looked so dramatic. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah,
This is-
I use the
this is
term
so cool.
spiritual. It
Yeah,
felt
yeah.
spiritual to me, you know.
And they bring it, you know, and the vibe that Jay has, like,
I
he knows
love
how to,
him,
it's
dude.
like he was built to do that, you know, he knows how to command a crowd of, like, you know, whatever it was, 7,000
yeah,
people.
we had him on the pod the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on stage with his velour suit and his
Oh
chain.
man,
Bro.
he's man.
I love him.
That guy
dude.
is top tier individual for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
Agreed,
He's so
man.
great. Yeah.
Yep.
Got 3 kids. He's a fucking school teacher.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I knew him for a while before knowing that he had this like other life. It was
a
hard for
normal
me to
life.
imagine, you know. I don't mean that in a bad way. It was just like he's just such like this like vibrant character. Yeah, I guess it makes sense when you think about him teaching kids. I bet they fucking love him.
Oh
He's
yeah,
like-
yeah.
Sure, dude.
yeah. But I just never saw him as a school teacher. In my head, he was like a DJ or something. I don't know. Yeah,
Which probably isn't too far from
something
where
else,
he
dude.
could be.
I
but,
just didn't
yeah.
think he would be a school teacher. And then I found out, you know, that he had a daughter and everything else, or 3 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, whoa, that's good. That's awesome.
He's
you know?
got such wonderful Eddie Leeway energy, man.
Yeah. That's
You
that's
know,
a good way
like
to
if
put it,
any
yeah.
else can carry that, he carries it. I think, you know,
Yeah.
swagger, everything.
Yeah.
So, say Sound of Fury just happened, whatever, in July.
July, yeah.
How soon do you start booking for the next show? How quick does that happen? And how much
Like
of a year does it take for you to deal with this?
officially, it varies, you know, when official offers are sent out, but mentally, it's like it depends on the year. But sometimes it's like before, like for example, before this year even happened, I was already thinking. Well, we were already thinking about what could we potentially do for next year, and you have to do that now just because there's so much other stuff happening.
So much.
And things like Warped Tour are back, and a lot of bands that it didn't used to be that way, but nowadays it's like bands that we would have play would also play Warped Tour now,
Mhm.
you know, and so there can be conflict in that sort of thing, you know.
And you keep the same dates
unfortunately.
tried to every year.
We try to keep it, you know, the second weekend of July, but
Yeah. If something
Um,
pops up that could be.
yeah, things change sometimes. It's like you never really know. It's LA. That's what's
I know, man.
we have it's very fortunate that we're doing it in LA, but it's like there's a lot of unfortunate things. You know, it's like there's so much happening and there's so much red tape and with a lot of stuff.
But that spot seems to be cool. We saw Turnstile.
Yeah, that was. I unfortunately wasn't home for that, but they did it in the exact same lawn. I thought it was really cool. Like that night, I was like sad that I couldn't be there, and I was like watching videos of the bands playing, and someone sent me a clip of Speed, and it was just so sick. And he gave this like very heartfelt speech about it. I was like, man, that's really cool. Like that's awesome that he showed love, you know, and said what he said was everything that fool says is beautiful.
I love those guys, man.
Yeah.
He's grateful, man.
He's very so grateful. Well, they're so grateful, and he powerful speaker. You know, he says all the right stuff, and it really comes off.
It was like 3 years ago we played our whatever.
Yeah. It was like the first time they had played in the U.S. You know, and it was just like this cool situation where Terror had played with them. Right, I feel like it was right. It was like February 2020. It was like right before COVID, I believe. And it was their second show ever, and Terror played it. And that was my first time seeing it. We had known those guys and shit. I was like, whoa, where did this band come from? Like, because it was only their second show. I didn't know who they were, and everything clicked so well. It's like the name's sick. They look so cool on stage.
I know, dude.
They sound awesome,
flute,
you know?
bro.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this is really good. And then when, you know, Sound and Fury came back, I was just like, I think this band should play, you know, even though they've never been to the U.S. before.
It's the first show,
they have
man.
like something very special about them that I feel is gonna resonate, and people are gonna see it and be like, whoa, this is awesome. And it just like it happened, you know, people loved it.
They're so big, man.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And there was like 5 pits during this. I've never seen a hardcore show like that in my life. It felt like it was a festival, and it was just a headlining show for Turnstile, but 13,000 people.
No, that's not.
And there was like
it was more.
Yeah, probably, right?
I think,
I'm bummed I didn't figure out how
crazy
to get my ass to that.
Like,
but Speed, just like, they're so big, but they're so happy, and they're smiling, but they're jacked. It's just like
they got a lot going for them, you know.
they got a big Madball vibe to them, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I love them, dude.
Yeah, really cool.
Hardcore feels like it's bigger than ever, man.
Like,
and you've been in it for so long, just your band in general, like, you're feeling it too, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting to see everything, you know, happen the way that it does, and sometimes I'm like, I try not to think about it too much, because you start thinking like, why does this happen? Why is this happening right now? And it gets kind of crazy, you know, like if you think about it too much. And I'm just like, no, just whatever, you know. I guess,
but because you've seen cycles, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's because I've seen cycles, and I've seen very low points for people. I guess I'm like, it just kind of inside of me. I guess I would call it like PTSD or something, where I'm like, I'm waiting for it to collapse. And then you have to go back to like, you know, I feel that at some point, this isn't anything negative about these things, but like the Live Nations and the AEGs and the big venues, the big nice venues that are allowing this all to happen within their spaces right now and helping everyone, you know, expand. I just worry that at some point they're not going to care anymore, and they're just going to forget about all of us, and then we're going to have to go back to the youth centers and the vets halls and the grimier venues that are going to let this sort of thing, which I'm not worried about that, because like I said, it's like you guys have seen it too. We've been there. So I just hope that a lot of the other people are willing for that to happen and stick around and continue to help each other. And it's like, you know, inevitably some people won't.
Right.
It's just that's just the laws of nature, basically, that some people will exit immediately when it's not as easy.
It's easy.
If it's not as easy, there's going to be people that leave. I don't feel that I will. I don't feel that you guys will. We've stuck it out.
I mean,
this
how
long
I've been here.
I just feel like since the pandemic, it's been like
and maybe
huge.
And maybe that won't be the case. What up?
Yeah. But even like the bands that like whatever that he's trimming on. We saw Tsunami the other night. At the Palladium.
Yeah, Sound and Fury. We were the promoters of that show.
Oh,
we put that show together. Yeah, with Tsunami, Scal, Nuovo Testamento, like my favorite fucking band, right? Group band.
Yeah,
I don't know if you call them a band, but yeah.
And then the Drain show the other night too.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That's at the Palladium.
At the Palladium, which is a place like I never in a million, like I wish I could like go back in time and place a bet on it or something. It's like,
Yeah,
because I would never, like I never thought that. It's like that venue is historic and legendary for people like us, because of punk existing there when it shouldn't have back in the day.
The riots
like,
back there.
I don't know a lot of that history.
The Black Flag riot,
like Black Flag played there, which is
fuck.
And
okay.
I bet there was more. I feel like there was
together?
probably a lot
For
more
sure.
people back then because capacities have changed as laws have been more strict. Like they have a capacity now that's roughly 4,000 people, but you could have so many more people in that room if you don't give a shit about capacity. It's such a big room, but the fact that many people are there for like, and that's not obviously not a diss that they're there for Tsunami and Scowl and stuff.
Sure.
It's just like, whoa, this is so different than what I'm used to seeing.
Yeah.
A venue like that. It's crazy.
Terror to me seems kind of protected and insulated from the cycles. Like, it doesn't seem like this is just me speaking as an outsider.
Because they're lifers. Because this is what they've been doing.
Well, I mean,
I think
the fact that you're still
them.
here tells me
Absolutely.
It could never got to the point where you guys thought, well, what's the point?
We're done with it?
Right?
Yeah. Oh, never. I mean, we've definitely been on we've played some shows that were less than favorable, and we did some.
Of course.
We've done some tours that were interesting and learning experiences for us.
I do think that's changed up with different bands too, not just hardcore.
Yeah,
bands.
which I
that.
feel was, even if the tour may not feel like it's the best idea ever, it's like, as long as you can learn something from it and take something away from it that's positive, and we did a lot of different, we toured with so many different bands over the years, and there was like this era where a lot of metal bands were taking us out on tour with them, like Chimera and Divine Heresy, and we do shows with like As I Lay Dying, and a lot of crazy stuff like that, and
it's winning people over though.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's fun doing that stuff.
Playing
shows with Guar, it's us and Guar at the House of Blues, and like playing in front of people that are, it's like Guar people are there for Guar only.
Sure.
They're like Slayer people, where it's like,
it
doesn't matter who's playing before them. They're like, fucking Slayer, that kind of thing. And to be able to play in front of people like that and kind of like have them open up their mind.
It's awesome, man.
Buy a T-shirt after and come see you the next time you play. That kind of thing is.
Yeah, do you feel like
fun doing that? It's like a challenge.
That?
Yeah, for sure. We definitely see it. Especially, like even still to this day, earlier this year we toured. Obituary took us on tour.
I love Obituary.
It's cool. It's like to be able to still do that and have that, like, it keeps it fresh.
Totally.
For me and us, and exciting to. You love playing a hardcore show, obviously.
You can always do that.
There's nothing like it. It's the best thing ever. And we'll do that still. We're still going to do that. But, we'll do this tour that's a little different. And maybe some person who has never heard a hardcore band before is going to see that. And
And do you feel
come over to the dark side,
Do you feel like the same with the younger band too, that success of all these younger hardcore bands kind of people come into the terror world too?
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, I definitely feel like it, because I don't know if it's hard to draw like a direct line.
No,
to
for sure.
Stuff, but when I'm looking and analyzing things as I do, and I see at our, we're playing a show, and you see a significant amount of young people.
Yeah.
Is this a turnstile trickle down, maybe? Or?
I guess that's a good. Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
Could be knock loose.
Either
Knock
one,
Loose.
because well, maybe more Knock Loose, because they've actually, like, we've toured with them. They've brought us out on tour before.
That's cool.
We haven't really played. I can't even remember the last time we played with Turnstile. Like, we definitely have shared stages before, and we play festivals in Europe together and stuff like that.
But people know you guys are part of that family tree. Like, you guys are all.
think
That's
so.
what I'm figuring.
I
right?
think so. But I don't know how
But
much.
they're the OGs now.
They're
They're like the old like.
Yeah, we reached out. Todd Jones was talking to me about this the other day when we were in Japan, and he's like, "Hey, you know that we're no longer Unk, that we have reached OG status." And I was like, "Wait, how do you know that?" He's like, "I guess it's like an age thing or something that officially now, because that's like the category that the like younger people are using right now. It's like, I think from
Unk,
like 35 to 40 or something, you're considered Unk, and then after that it's OG. Yeah, so
but it's
we're officially OG now.
I mean, you still love it, right? You still love touring and traveling.
Oh yeah, I mean, I traveling was always like a huge thing for me. It was instilled in me at a young age. My parents were travelers, and before they ever had my brother and I, they had lived in a lot of different places. They lived in Africa for a little while. You know,
Cool.
My father used to teach at Berkeley. They were living up north, and they had moved back to Michigan at one point to be on the farm. All this stuff. You know, they kind of went everywhere. It wasn't a thing for them to just like traveling was easy. You know, so at a young age they took us around a lot, like did road trips and stuff like that. So it was like they really kind of instilled it in us to see stuff.
I love that.
My brother and I is like, you know, see the world if you can, you know, and so. That was always a huge thing for me. So, and it was like a big motivator for playing music. You know, when we started bands, I was like, that would be cool if we could play like the next state over type of thing. Like, imagine if we went to Las Vegas and played a show.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, went up to Oregon and that kind of thing. And then it just kind of keeps, as you do those things, it's like the world kind of shrinks. You're like, well, if we can do that, we can do that. And then, next thing you know, you're, you know, flying overseas.
Where hasn't Terror played?
Crazy. We haven't done Alaska. This is something that I've been talking about a lot lately because fucking Haywire has just been going haywire and like playing everywhere.
Like 80 shows.
Yeah. And it's amazing because it's like turning the attention onto we've played a lot of those weird places in the past. You know, we had an era like 2009 where us, Terror, Trapped Under Ice, Your Demise, and I believe Stick to Your Guns, I think that was a tour. We went on tour for like 2 months in North America, and we were, you know, Billings, Montana, and North and South Dakota and stuff like that. And then after you do that for a while, and it gets harder and harder as like venues aren't available or there's no bands in that area, and like the scene kind of starts to like fade away a little bit. And then for a long time, it was just like, all right, well, I guess we're just gonna do the spots that make the most sense. And then now they're just like, wait, no. Let's start hitting all those places again and you know, put focus on those places, which is incredible because you see that it's having a positive effect.
For sure.
And they went to Alaska recently. And bands had, you know, the first time I had ever heard of a band go there was Every Time I Die. I don't know if they were the first ones, but they were the first ones that I knew of.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, you know, decade plus ago. And there was talks of us going there. It just never happened. And same with like, there's a bunch of shows happening again in like Halifax, which is like super eastern Canada.
Yeah.
And like the Nova Scotia and all that kind of shit. And like also South Africa is a place that we've always almost made it work.
Like Cape Town?
Oh, good. I don't know, actually. I don't know. I would assume because that is like the biggest, major city. But yeah, so there's like certain places that there's a lot of places we haven't been, but those are the places that stick out to me the most that I know other bands have been to.
Yeah.
And we just and we've almost gone there. We've had the discussions with people in those areas, and it just somehow never comes to be. But my mission is to do everything I can to make it happen in 2026. Is
That's
to
awesome.
Finally do. And I've already talked to dudes in Alaska, and we always talk to dudes in South Africa or people, I should say. Yeah.
That's
in
cool.
all those places. Yeah. And I just recently met someone from a band in Halifax, and, you know, she's like, you guys should come play. I'm going to introduce you to the guy that has been doing the shows there. And I met him in Toronto just a few days ago or whatever. So
that'd be awesome.
Yeah. There's still some places, you know, and I'm sure there's a lot more. Yeah. So.
I remember playing Funeral Parlor with you guys in Buffalo.
Yeah.
A funeral parlor show.
Yeah, the funeral home. Yeah. Yeah. That place was a legendary spot. Not the nicest place, but that didn't matter, you know. It was the vibe was right, you know. And yeah, that place did a lot of shows.
Also, you have a lot of miles, and you always upgrade a lot. Supposedly, you're really on point with your miles.
Yeah, it took me too long to do that, which I'm ashamed of.
This guy stays in business, man.
Dude, it's crazy. It's like I should have been doing this for fucking 20 years now, you know.
Yeah,
and I have only been doing it for about 8 years.
But you book your own flights yourself, and then
I try to do that the most I can. It's like
one
use
airline.
My own credit. Yeah, I got the Delta credit card, you know, and I book my own flights, and I get reimbursed and when it makes sense, you know, that kind of thing, and just stick with. It doesn't always work out like that, but if you try your hardest to make it work out as much as possible, you'll see the benefits immediately.
So you've been on business a couple times a year. It's the best, dude.
I've had it.
We did it twice so far. It was incredible, man.
I'll say this. I was talking about this. I was talking about it lately with someone where it's like, it's this tactic where it's like, because then you get that upgrade that one time. I had it happen where I was coming home from Germany, So I had this, direct flight from, let's say, Frankfurt to LA, upgraded to Delta One, which is like the pod thing where you get to lay all the way down. It's unreal. But then you have to have a normal flight after that. It's like then the next time I went to Europe, I didn't have that. And I'm just sitting there like, man, remember when I had it so good? And then when you're checking in for that flight, it's like enticing you. It says, you can upgrade to Delta One. It's going to cost you like $1,200 now. And I legitimately consider it sometimes, even though I don't have that money to spend. I'm like, dude, that would feel so nice to like just lay down on this entire flight. And
can you sleep when you do that?
I sleep sitting up, so I'm good
you
either
can sleep
way.
on any flight, doesn't matter.
Yeah, Scott hates me for it. Yeah,
you probably
he'll be like watching me from across the plane, leering at me while I'm just like snoring.
You probably fall asleep before it takes off.
It just happened when I flew home from this last tour. I fell asleep. I wasn't even awake when the plane took off. Yeah,
me and Maddie are terrible flyers, man.
I hate
Scott is too though.
Yeah, that's
he's like Joss used to be like that.
I hate you. You can sleep anywhere.
Jamie Josta was like that too. It was like the dude from A-Team. They should have to drug him and put him on the planes back in the day. Josta was like that. Jamie Josta, he hated flying, hypnotized, all that stuff.
I don't like flying. I'm just good at sleeping. I mean, it's like I definitely hate flying too, but it makes it easier that I can just like knock out and basically time travel. A lot of times. The hardest one for me is like Australia or Japan because it's so long.
Brutal, dude.
I'll get a full night's sleep, but then still be awake for a full fucking work day shift. Basically, 8 hours. I'm still up.
Damn.
Watching as many movies, playing 5 hours.
Do you ever get emotional watching movies in the plane?
You know what?
I did.
Yeah, I was like,
Martin cries or not.
This year was the first time that I ever cried watching a movie, and it happened.
In your whole life?
Yeah, my whole life, and it happened 3 times. I had like this year. I had like an awakening this year where I was forced to do some like internal,
good man,
really
reflection and like
therapy shit.
Yeah, I went to therapy for the first time in my life.
Fuck
and
yeah,
been doing
dude.
it for about like 4 months now.
Hey,
Good for you, man.
Yeah,
Good for you.
and it definitely was amazing, and I encourage anyone out there who
amazing,
hasn't done
dude.
it to try it, especially my male friends, that think that therapy is weak. They're the ones that should try it the most.
Wow,
interesting statement.
Yeah.
No, it's cool to hear you
there's
talk
a
about
reason
it.
why you're thinking that way, and
it's cool to hear you say
when
that.
you figure it out.
Yeah.
Once you figure it out, it's
I also think
shit.
getting older, like
Yeah.
I'm 55 now. And I'm a dad with 3 kids, and
You have 3.
Yeah, I do. And
What?
like my father passed away not too long ago, and
Oh shit. Okay.
I just feel like a lot of things in life, as we get older, like you just start to feel them a little differently. And as you get
sure, man.
older,
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm proud of you, man. That's cool, Martin.
it goes a little
Awesome.
deeper. Than
Yeah,
it did
yeah,
before.
for
so
sure.
when you see a movie, sometimes it just kind of hits you without you
Yeah,
expecting.
What
it.
movie was it? You remember? Was it Marley and Me?
I love it.
Nah, dude, it was Superman.
Yes.
That movie, I liked it.
It was like there's some emotional shit in there. I don't necessarily think I was crying because of
course.
something happening in that movie.
But there's
it was just
something
more of a general like let out some stuff that I had been holding in, and
I
that
think
just
that
kind
happens.
of like unlocked it or whatever. But
Were you crying on the plane?
yeah. Oh no, sorry. That wasn't on the flight. That was in the theater. Like I saw it when it came out. Yeah. So I haven't cried on a plane from watching a movie because I haven't really watched a movie on a plane lately.
Because there's something about flying. They're saying and emotion.
Oh, that it like heightens your emotions or
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that. Oh,
for
I didn't.
sure,
Okay,
man.
see, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't really watched a movie on a flight in the past several months.
So you cried watching a movie for the first time after you had been to therapy before this?
Yeah.
Wow. So
Yeah.
things are opening up.
Yeah, things kind of got jarred
Damn.
loose. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy to think. But yeah, like I won't talk about this for too long, but my brother and I lost our father over a decade ago, and I was the kind of person that like when it happened, I didn't cry at the funeral because I'm so
Right.
I was always like avoidant and kind of
You don't want to show weakness.
yeah, I didn't want to. I was like no vulnerability whatsoever, and a lot of it had to do with feeling that I needed to be the strongest person in the room for everyone else
Gotcha.
that was needed to rely on me as the pillar,
Correct,
And no one was asking me to do that. It was just in my nature, and that's something that I learned about via therapy and stuff, and why I think that way, and what I was doing, and blah blah blah. So And it wasn't until like I did mourn my father, obviously, and I cried over it, but it was like I was alone in a corner, where no one could see me. And I almost, like, it's funny that you talked about crying during a movie, because it was something that I used to say almost like as a badge of honor, where I'd be like, I've never cried in a movie before. That's why would I cry in a movie, dude? It's just a movie, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And it was clearly because I was masking something, and that's why I thought that way for my whole life. And then once I could give up on that, and you're like, oh, dude, Superman, it's so sad. And then you can just have a look. You can tear. It's not like I'm sobbing either. I'm not like,
right. No, of course not. Yeah.
It's just tears happen. It's fine.
Pretty your thoughts, me going through stuff in your body. Yeah, like growing up and stuff. Yeah,
absolutely.
That's a big movement. You never had therapy, Maddie?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Sure.
Long time ago.
On and off through my life.
Yeah.
It's great.
Any of your friends started to think about going because of you? Inspired some people?
I don't want to. I think so.
I
think so. Yes, for sure. And I also had a couple friends who reached out and talked to me that like, hey, I'm in therapy as well, and I never knew that, and I was like, that's crazy. That's cool. I
mean, I equate it to for the same reasons you work out. Physically, right?
No, absolutely. That's like the best way to put it, especially for certain people that they can relate to that analogy a lot better, and like,
working out your mind, dude.
Yeah, working out your spiritual and emotional and psychological handle on life.
Yeah, because it can be so easy to just be avoidant of those things and just block them out.
Oh, for sure,
because you can do fine without it, but if you're conscious of these things, you could do a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's the main thing for me is no one should be naive enough to think that there's not room for improvement. That's across the board.
That's the most important thing of it all. It's like to be open to knowing that you can improve, and
it takes work.
It was crazy to like come to the realization of like my parents, I always saw them as perfect people, and that's like nobody's fucking perfect,
right?
Because my parents were so good to me, and I like realizing it's like, oh, you're just a person too that was like living life and navigating like I am now. Kind of like when I use this analogy a lot when you see your teacher outside of school for the first time, and you realize they're a human being and not only your teacher.
For sure.
Yeah, so realizing that of your parents and then knowing that no one is perfect and that there's always going to be mistakes is just how you relate to them and how you come back from them and that sort of thing. And it not as an excuse saying like, just fuck up all you want because everyone makes mistakes. Not saying that. It's just like, it's like, okay to, that we're not perfect.
And I think this is all, again, partially just due to living life for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen a lot. If you're not maturing and evolving, that's
then what's
kind of a concern.
It's kind of sad actually. Yeah. I've already started saying I'm 45, even though I'm not, because it's just easier to say 45.
Right.
Bumping up
45 years on this earth.
You've been working out more too since you're going to therapy?
Yeah. That's my favorite part about it.
You've always been a guy working
I always kind of did, like my brother is a very, very lifter kind of guy, strongest dude I've ever known, for the most part. Yeah. So it's like he helps me a lot too with motivation with going to the gym, and I've been going. I went too hard for a little while where I was like, it was almost unhealthy because I was like pushing through some stuff, and I exhausted myself to the point where it was like I had to get like a IV drip and shit. I was dehydrated myself, and I was like, just go. Yeah, I worked out a little too hard without eating enough because I was just so focused on other things. But now I've leveled out, and I'm in a very good position right now. Yeah, so I feel good. Working out feels.
Are you working out on tour too?
Yeah. This was like the first tour
to gyms,
where I was like, I got into the swing of things. It's like once the habit's there, so it's just straight up like set an alarm, wake up in the morning, find the closest gym, Uber there if you have to. A couple of times I walked 2 miles to get to the gym, and that felt great too. Like I had accomplished this huge thing, and then it all kind of snowballs from there, and then. You do that. You get through the one because it's not like I necessarily wanted to do it every time.
Yeah.
But when you just do it regardless, then you feel like you can conquer the world.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Hearing about routine and being on the road and, putting that work in. Are you guys real committed to sound checks?
I would say like 95% yes. There are some times where it's like, so I do too. Okay. I would say out of everyone in the band, out of 5 of us, that there's been times where it's like 4 people are like, maybe we don't need to today, and I'm like, nah, we should. And then they're like, okay, let's do it. So it's not like a fight ever, but I feel like I am more than anyone else.
So yeah,
but we all generally do like a sound
Martin's
check.
the Maddie of the band. Yeah,
Yeah.
same thing. Yeah, he loves
So
that. Yeah,
we don't have anyone that's like, oh.
Do you guys travel with a sound man? No.
We have been for the past.
Oh wow,
That's cool.
Several years now. He's also our tour manager, and he's a fucking legend. Which man, it's like game changing. You know, this last tour that we just finished, he actually brought his own soundboard and stuff too, which.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah, it's
well,
just like having a dude like that who like just
you got to sound check. Then it makes no sense to bring that guy.
Otherwise, why not? Why do it? But I love one of my favorite parts of the day is getting to the venue and then him coordinating with the venue sound guy and listening to them talk, and I feel like I'm listening to someone speak Japanese
because they got to get his
like
board integrated.
Yeah,
into
and
their
the
PA
things
system.
they say,
Wow.
and I'm just like, dude, I love hearing these guys talk about it because you can tell they both love it. They're like, oh, okay, where's your this box at? And you run, blah, and just saying all the shit that I don't know what it means, and it's cool.
Talk about the flux capacitor and the.
It's very cool to hear him talk about it because it's like you guys care about this, and I'm happy that you care about it because that then translates well to us because then we're gonna sound badass because of you. So
where's the soundman from? Is he from here?
Yeah, he lives in he lives in Georgia. I can't remember.
Oh, nice.
God, I can't
okay.
remember the name of the city right now. I'm like drawing a blank, and it's so stupid.
I forget
It's
the guy from Europe that was your
I wanna
soundman for a
say
while
Augusta,
too. Though.
But it's not.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, he's from Georgia, and he's like played in bands before and stuff. And we met him via Knocked Loose. He was filling in for a sound guy for them one time, and we just kind of clicked, and then it just made sense. Yeah, but yeah, we had Jay for a while, but he was like a Euro guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
Jay.
who has
Dutch,
done
right?
AF? It was done.
Bunch of bands, Madball,
like-
everything, man.
I think he's not actually Dutch. I think he's Danish, but
Okay.
people think he's Dutch.
He's
But he
worked a
speaks
lot
German
of
and
bands.
all. Yeah, he's kind of like an enigma. But AF, he's done Madball. All these bands like Nasty
Sure.
and stuff like that. Yeah, he came over here recently to the U.S. with Stick to Your Guns.
Oh, he did.
But
Oh, wow.
we use John here, and he tour manages us as well, and he was ready and willing to start going everywhere with us. So it just kind of made more sense for us to start bringing him everywhere we go. So
It's cool.
he's like, yeah, he just comes with us no matter where we're going, which is great.
So this record for you, well, you were on Keepers of the Faith, obviously, too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
2010, yeah.
2010 or 12.
Me too.
2010.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yes,
Oh,
both
so
of
we
you.
both
Yeah.
are- yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And I just gave Scott a couple months ago, somewhere downstairs, I found like that board written all the songs with a marker.
Oh,
from
yeah, yeah.
the original one.
Yeah, we gave that to the Punk Rock Museum.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so it had some
Did
like,
you really?
damage.
Yeah, it was like water damage.
Yeah, it had water
yeah.
damage. So I don't know. They
That's
they
dope.
actually asked for something, and that's what we gave. I don't know if it's
Perfect.
in there, but
That was a chat.
we got
thing,
it to
huh?
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we learned doing that. I'm sure a lot of
Sure.
studio people do it, but now even if he's not there, we do that.
Yep.
You know, the whole board thing. It's just fun.
It's
too.
cool. Yeah, as you're making
Yeah,
the
having
record.
the visual representation of everything, and then when you mark the last thing off, and it's like this big accomplishment.
and the weird names for the songs. before
Yeah,
they
like
change.
yeah, and
Oh,
I'm
that's
the
fun.
art guy, so I draw it all. I like spend time like making it look nice and shit like that. Yeah, so
It's cool to have
fun
those
for me.
boards.
yeah. That's a great thing. Yeah,
So what's the new record called?
it's called. Oh my god. Still Suffer. Man, my brain
Still
just farted
Suffer.
right now.
And that's
Still
2026. Okay, yeah.
2026, Still Suffer. Yeah.
Yeah, Painting to Power was 2022. It's been a couple years for you guys.
Yeah, a couple of years.
That's a long stint for you guys because
Yeah.
you've been banging them out, man.
Is the
Yeah,
record
they-
done? The new one?
Like everything is tracked. Yes.
Okay.
And mixing and all that stuff. still
Where are we
needs to
tracking?
happen.
Where
we
we tracking?
tracked at the Pit, which is Taylor Young's studio.
Oh,
here
shoot,
in LA,
nice.
yeah.
Okay.
And Scott didn't do his vocals here in LA. He did them in Buffalo with Jay Zubricki. I can't remember what he calls his studio, but so he did that in Buffalo. But everything else was tracked here in LA, and Scott was here for that. And yeah. And
Do you ever write lyrics or do you just do lyrics?
I have before, yeah.
Okay.
I've definitely I've actually contributed to lyrics right even before I was in the band. It was like
Oh,
we were
nice.
we were on tour together, and I like worked on some stuff with Scott. Yeah, it was fun. But yeah. Everyone kind of contributes in any way possible.
I love that Terra still has something to say and still making records that people care about and like excited about. You know what I mean?
that can feel tough sometimes depending on where you're at in life. Like maybe you don't feel inspired or
Totally.
anything like that. But I mean, right now, these are some inspiring times
Oh,
because
for
there's
sure.
a lot to be upset about.
100%.
So,
100%.
yeah, there's no shortage of anger in this fucking world right now. So,
But people still care and they look forward to a new Terror record. And
yeah,
it's like,
I'm thankful for that. It seems that way. You know, it's like it
I
can
feel like there's
get
not
a
many
little.
bands that can do that, make new records like that.
No, I think it's
That
a
people are
very,
excited about,
Yeah.
man.
It gets crazy sometimes where you're like, do people like there's all these albums already? It's like, do people?
Yeah. Wanna hear some
Is
new
there
shit.
a desire for new stuff? And then when you start doing it, and then you have people reach out, and you know, it's cool that we're all, no matter what, if you're the person coming to the show, playing the show, booking the show, everyone is peers. We're all on the same level, so
Yeah.
everyone can talk to each other on the same level. So it's like people reach out to us because they feel comfortable
For sure.
doing that, that's the way it should be. So it's like
Yeah.
cool to get that sort of support immediately when you all you say is like, hey, new record coming, and then people are like, I'm excited, you know. So it's cool to have that. Yeah.
There's that blend that you got to try to find of trying to offer something maybe a little fresh,
right,
but not like missing the mark and doing something.
Yeah,
that's like, you know, they changed. Or,
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, to my ear, you guys have been, you know, consistent for sure. But
yeah.
there's been a little.
There's like
little journeys here.
Yeah,
and there,
yeah,
right?
for sure. I feel like you just have to do that,
Absolutely.
or else as people you're gonna feel in a rut, you know, kind of stagnant or something. Yeah.
Yes,
I loved hearing End It cover Maximum Penalty on the
Man, they did such a good job.
Good job.
They did such a good job that maybe it's not because of them necessarily, but I'll just say this: a lot of people didn't know that was a cover song,
For sure.
and that's incredible.
For sure.
Yeah, because they just knocked it out of the park, man. It's like,
And that's so cool for
beautiful.
Jimmy Williams and MP and everybody.
Yeah,
All these kids
yeah.
gonna go back and check out that band. Like, I love that, man.
Man, the record that Reaper Records put out, was it called Life and Times?
Yes,
Oh,
yeah, for
Are
sure.
we talking
Yeah,
Maximum Penalty?
Yeah, dude.
You guys, when I say you guys, I mean the guys in Terror and your generation. I feel like that record really resonated with.
Yeah,
sure, dude.
and they hadn't done anything in a while before that record came
For
out,
sure.
so it was just like for them to come out of the box with that after being kind of like dormant for a while, and it was just like, whoa, this shit is, whoever, if there's someone listening to this right now that hasn't listened to that record, I
got to go
they
back
should
and
just-
revisit that.
Man,
Me
there's
too,
some
man.
like actual, I feel could be radio hits, you know, like
Really?
they're so good, so catchy. That man could sing.
Talented
Really
group.
Yeah,
good
that's the
sing,
thing.
You know,
like
like,
they're
I mean,
all so talented. And
Darren was in the drummer. Right?
Yeah,
Wasn't he
yeah.
on that record?
yeah.
He
He's
was
on
in
that
Madball.
record. Yeah.
Uh,
Man.
Is he?
Yeah, he was
He
on Hold It
was.
Down.
Yeah.
I think one of the guys was with the Cro-Mags too right now or something, maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, Joe.
Yes.
Affy, the guitar player.
Yes.
I don't know if he still is, but I've
he
definitely
was. He was
seen
with Harley.
him.
Yeah, he
for a
was.
minute.
Yeah,
I've seen him
yeah.
playing
Yep.
here and there. I've seen photos of it. Yeah,
Yep.
but yeah, the incredible record. Yeah.
Would you ever want to have kids? Be a dad?
Not necessarily. I'm not. I feel like if I had the strong desire to, that I would have.
Already been, yeah.
But I'm definitely not opposed to it. You know, it's like I'm getting older, and probably not the best idea to do it as an older man. You know, it's a lot of exhaustion.
Out of everybody in the band, is Nick the only one right now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. His daughter is
Because I remember
4.
It's crazy.
the family out on the road. in
Yeah.
Europe.
They've come on the road with us in Europe a couple times because we have the means to make it happen there. You
Yeah.
know, where there's space. And what a cool experience for her, man. That's insane.
And
Like,
kudos to
so,
all you
like,
guys for supporting
yeah,
that. You know
of
what I
course.
mean?
I mean, hey, Nick.
First kid in the family, man.
Nick can do whatever the hell he wants. I'll never. Yeah, he gets free reign. He's the fucking. He's the guy. You know.
I love how he runs on tour all the time. Now Scott's
Yeah,
running too. Like Scott's whole entire transformation is incredible, man.
Yeah,
agree.
Like it's
great to see,
Not getting
too,
drunk
you know?
for. I don't know if I should.
well, I mean, he talked about it here in the podcast.
Okay, he'll talk about it openly.
Yeah,
Okay,
he
cool.
already did.
Cool.
But
Yeah.
like he changed it up, man. It's just
He definitely
awesome to
switched
see,
it up,
dude.
and man, it's like a lot. Yeah.
You've seen him through all different stages.
Oh
obviously.
my God,
Yeah,
I've seen
man.
him through everything. Yeah.
But he looks so healthy and like
Yeah,
just, like,
and you can tell that he feels it too. He just feels better, generally all around, mood improvement and everything. You know, because he can go to some pretty dark places mentally, and I'm
For
sure he's
sure.
talked about that.
he has.
before.
He has.
Yeah, and
I think his lyrics also.
oh yeah,
reflect-
Yeah,
oh
dude.
man, yeah. It's crazy when you actually go back and read some of the stuff.
It's gonna be very
like, it's like
therapeutic for
legit,
him.
yeah, legitimate stuff where it's like must feel good to get those things off your chest.
What are some daily rituals for you?
For me, that's a good question. Like I guess tour from home life
From
and
home
tour
life, yeah.
life, it changes. Home life for sure. It's like I try to keep it as. So I try to keep it as consistent as possible because I know that I'll never, or at least right now, I'll never get stagnant because it's going to get switched up because I'm going to go on
for
tour.
sure.
I'm going to leave. So it's like I'll eat the same thing every day for like a month because it's like I know that that's not going to be my entire life, you know.
Okay.
So lately what I've been doing is like really getting on the schedule of like wake up in the morning, go to the gym early because like I don't know if you ever do this, but if you're like a early riser gym person, after you do that and then you still have this entire day in front of you, you feel like you fucking cured cancer or something. You feel like the coolest.
Yeah.
It just makes you feel like this better person. Like,
You got it in already.
I
yeah.
know what. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know the secret to life because I went to the gym.
That's
in
like
the morning.
Hoya Posey goes at 4 a.m. every day. Hoya,
That's yeah.
he's on some Mark Wahlberg shit
Then,
right now.
yeah, because then
dude.
the rest of your day, it's like you literally feel like you can do anything.
It's
you
true.
know? Yeah, yeah.
I
So
was chatting with him on the drive up here from home. And
Yeah.
he says, "What's up to both
Oh
of you guys?"
man,
So.
what a guy.
Love the Rock.
What a
dude,
legend,
man.
man. I miss the days of being on tour with him in Europe, and
Man.
we would often share a bus together and just like
Must
story time with Hoya. You know, you just sit downstairs with him and just let him go. You know, it's like just
the
have
best storyteller, man.
The fucking I can hear him tell the same story every day, and it would be
I
fine.
know.
You know, but,
All right, so
but
yeah,
yeah.
work out in the morning.
yeah, do that kind of thing, and then like eat around the same time every day. So that sort of thing. It's like been pretty boring in a sense, like regimented, but
You pretty conscious with the diet?
Mm.
yeah, I have been. I'm not always, but
Yeah.
because I can. Eating is like the best thing in the world, and I love good food. I'm a food guy. Like
Are you a foodie? Like
I
you go
wouldn't.
nice
I don't know if I'm a
spots?
foodie because like this is the thing with me. I don't necessarily love the crazy stuff. Like I don't love like super fine dining or anything like that. Like
I never did.
I love good food, and but I can appreciate a Big Mac, but I can also appreciate like a $200 steak or something like that,
right.
or even like wilder stuff. I do like to venture off and expand my my limits here and there, but I don't seek out the crazy shit, which like I feel like that's what foodies do. But,
Yeah.
but I do love like a regional thing. It's like if I'm in Texas, I don't care about my diet. I'm gonna eat crazy at the barbecue place.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna get recommendations and go to the best place ever. I just recently went to a Michelin star barbecue place.
Wow.
Dang.
And man, we went.
It was
and I was
noticeable?
with Brody King, so I don't.
Oh yeah.
That man.
Awesome.
That man eats like I wish. Like I'm a big guy, but I can't eat like big guys do.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like sad sometimes where I want to experience this crazy meal and I get through half of it and I'm like, ugh.
So
I
he
can't
can
finish
go
it.
hard
But that
eating,
dude
yeah.
goes hard.
Put
He
it down,
like
yeah.
orders enough food for 2 people and eats it all. Yeah. So he took me to this place and we went crazy and had one of the best meals of my life. Yeah. So that's the kind of guy I am. So yes, to answer your question, it's like the diet thing. I wouldn't necessarily even call it a diet. It's just that I'm eating more consciously and being better at
Smart,
what
yeah,
I
man,
eat,
yeah.
the amounts that I eat. But I will go hard, when it makes sense. I'm not
Yeah.
going to go hard for not anymore for a 2 a.m. Taco Bell run where I would at one point, but now
Sure.
I'm just not going to really do that anymore. Yeah.
And are you sober or no?
No, I like to drink socially. That's the only time when I do, and I don't drink at home or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I recently started experimenting with taking mushrooms and
Nice.
specifically microdosing. I've done a little more about the microdosing thing for mental health. Not that I don't feel that my mental is out of health, but it just really does. It's just cool. It's like
Yeah.
Opening you up.
It's like a very. I can't recommend it enough for anyone who's like open to the idea. The way that I explain it to people, the easiest way, specifically microdosing, is like I ask them, "Do you drink coffee in the morning?" And most people are like, "Yeah, I love the way it feels when I drink coffee." It's like, well, if you woke up and normal ritual, instead of drinking your coffee, you popped a microdose, it would feel very similar, where you just have this like motivation, and you know how it just improves your mood when you're like you wake up and you have a good cup of coffee and you're like, yeah, I'm ready to like conquer the rest of
Sure.
the day. Like that's how a
Yeah.
microdose makes you feel. It's not psychoactive. You're not like seeing, and the walls aren't moving or anything like that.
Yeah.
It has no psychoactive
Okay.
effects like that. It's just like,
Is it
I don't know.
daily?
Well, you can take it daily, but the body. I don't know why I know so much about this. I'm not an expert, I swear.
But
I
build up a resistance.
I did.
Right?
Yeah. Like the body builds up resistance to psilocybin super fast.
Okay.
So there's different people that have suggested different methods. There's like a method where you do 1 day on, 1 day off, 1 day on, like that.
Right.
But then there's other people that say
Damn.
you should do 3 days off and then 4 days, or 3 days on and 4 days off. So there's like different ways to do it. But either way, if you take it every day, it's not going to have the same effect.
Makes sense.
Wow.
So it's just a nice thing to do every now and then, And I'm not taking handfuls and like rolling around in the grass or anything like that.
Yeah, it's
Like,
counter to the micro dose.
yeah, it's like I just
thing.
not that that's not interesting, but I just haven't done that before. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, what's the other thing that people do? They go out into the desert and they like lay down and all that stuff. and
Oh,
they-
like
DMT or some shit like that. What's that?
Max just gave Martina a
oh
sticker.
hell yeah.
DMT. You know what's it called? Like you go lay down. It's
Or like
Ayahuasca.
peyote.
Ayahuasca.
So ayahuasca, I've never done that before, but what I believe it is ayahuasca is DMT.
Okay.
It's
right.
just that they
okay.
do it with in this specific tea, and whatever's in the tea. Because I think it's something like if you just ate DMT how it is, your body wouldn't break it down. But
Uh-huh.
something in the tea allows your body to break it down, and then so if you like smoke DMT, you'll have this insane high, but for like 30 seconds.
Okay.
But when you do the ayahuasca, it's DMT, but it breaks it down, and then it's in your body for a long period of time. So you trip for like 12 hours or
Fuck.
something insane. But
Yeah.
it's like not just tripping; it's like you're standing on the edge of the universe and you're like invoking God and
Damn.
yeah,
that's
it's like
crazy,
yeah.
dude.
I don't think my brain can handle it. I'm not ready. I'm interested in that sort of thing because it sounds like a crazy experience.
really
but I don't think
does.
I'm ready for that. Yeah. I have a lot of friends who have done it and recommend it, but I'm like, sounds scary still. Weed makes me scared, so I'm not gonna.
It does? It makes you paranoid and
makes me
shit?
Paranoid, yeah.
Mm.
So I'm not like I do drink, but if I start dissecting it and thinking about it, it's so awful. It's so awful that drinking is legal, but all these other
It's
things
crazy.
aren't.
I know, man. It's
Fucking
great.
legal poison that
So
is so
true.
much more destructive than any person smoking pot.
Right.
It's like,
Exactly.
but
It's
I
true.
guess we're getting better with the legalization of weed and stuff. But all this other stuff, it's like having ketamine and
Oh, yeah.
mushrooms being like Schedule 1, whatever the hell they call it, drugs in some places and blah blah blah.
It is pretty
Anyways,
wild.
yeah, it's crazy. Drinking's wild.
Do you have a favorite Terror album?
Yeah. I
Most
would say
proud of-
Keepers of the Faith just
Yeah, man.
mainly because of like just the mindset at the time and like the unit that we were and the memories and the songs as well too, but it just everything and like everything we went through with Chad
Shout out
at
to
that
Chad
time.
Ballman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
man.
he was a huge part of making that experience so cool and the way that we did a lot of the stuff.
Paul
and the way,
Miner too,
like-
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just his bringing his recording style, Chad's like ideas and the way we rehearsed everything beforehand, and it just everything was so fun
Mm-hmm.
and so cool, and the result we were so pleased with everything.
That was the first record with him, right?
with Chad, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was perfect in
Yeah.
my opinion, perfect. Yeah, and I think the rest of the band as well. Yeah, so much fun.
Is that one of your biggest records?
I think it's hard to say. I mean, I don't even know how to like
But live
the
response,
metrics
those
of
songs.
it.
But
Yeah,
live,
I mean,
yeah.
it was a very specific time period that was like very good for us and very fulfilling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good memories making that.
yeah, and just the way we like pushed it out to the world and stuff, and all the things that we did. It was really cool.
Is it hard? Who picks the set list? Because there's so many albums to play the songs, man.
At this time, like, yeah, it's like generally Scott.
He does.
And
Okay.
then Jordan often has like a lot of input on stuff, and he writes the set lists every night. That's like his job.
Are there some songs you don't play off any? Is there some albums you miss? You can't play at least one song off it at this point?
Good question. I mean, there has to be.
Yeah.
And nothing that sticks out right now. I think we're pretty good at. Sometimes it might be just one song from an
Yeah.
album, but it's expected when you have this many records, and you got a new one coming. And
Yeah.
something's got to get the bump. It's not like we're gonna play an hour and a half like some bands
It's
can.
crazy. I know. Dude.
Yeah. So
What do you think has been the key for your longevity as Terror?
I'm just wanting to do it.
Loving doing it.
Yeah, because
And people know you want to do it.
Yeah. Just like
you're not faking it. Nobody's faking it.
Right. If at any point it came to that, I don't even know what I would do because I feel like I would have to just stop.
If it felt like a job or something like
It just wouldn't.
I
don't think it's in any of our nature, anyone in the band to fake it like
totally.
that. Yeah, so.
I feel bad for bands that have to do that and have to do that to survive and they don't even like doing it. Yeah.
You can see
don't
it.
Don't even like each other, man.
Oh,
it's such a bum out, man.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
That's motivation though.
It really,
Yeah. You got to see that to know when it might be time.
I was going to say, do you have a plan B, but you could be a veterinarian if you want.
Yeah.
No, you got those skills.
Man, that would legit.
For sure.
It's been a long time since I've done it, but
I think that's so cool, man.
I was good at it, man. I used to draw blood from a cat with one hand.
What?
Yeah, it was impressive. Yeah,
it's crazy.
From the neck vein, yeah.
Also, I know this is kind of a cringy thing. I've been talking about with all a couple of guests, but just whatever the word gatekeeping. But you don't seem like a person is like that at all. As an OG now with all the new bands, like that's not hardcore. You not seem like a person not like that.
I have no interest in doing that with hardcore music.
Do you feel like you see it though?
Or yeah, I see it. Even people I know do it, and I'm not going to judge them for doing that because I truly do understand the way they feel and where they're coming from. I get what that feels like, when it's just like when something you love,
it's very special to you.
It's very from love is where that's coming from.
100%.
So I get it, and I'm not going to judge them for feeling that way. I'm not going to do it myself, but I get it. It's fine, and I get my outlet anyway. It's like I said before, I listen to a lot of metal, and with that, it's like my space that I don't have to care about anyone else or anyone else's feelings about stuff.
No politics, none of that shit.
Dude,
that's cool.
Yeah, I'll keep that shit. It's like, oh, you guys, you don't, you're not true. Because it's metal. Who cares?
But because Scott is so outspokenly a hardcore kid, and really is one. If you pick one person on the whole planet, it'd be Scott Vogel. Represents hardcore to the full. He lives it, breathes it. So like for him, I know, but your band's always looking out for the new bands, and it's just like and opening up for other bands too. Like you guys open for fucking Drain.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. We just played a show with them in Portland. It was one of the last shows of this tour, and it was we played before them, and that's like we don't even bat an eyelash at that.
I love that.
It's just a lineup.
But I feel like there's some bands from our world that
wouldn't
never do that,
and that's fine if they feel that. Like that's okay, I guess. Like that's totally on you.
I think that's also part of the reason why that you're still here and people still love your fucking band because they see all these moves you guys are making, and you're not trying to be we're the number one, we're the old school. Like you're playing with everybody. You know what I mean? You're being open minded to it.
And also, if you get,
I agree.
If you get caught in those feelings like that you refuse to like play before a band, that's when you start feeling miserable.
Facts.
And that's what's gonna, inevitably lead to you not wanting to do this anymore. And you'll just be in a bad state of mind, and then this is it'll all fall apart for you. Yeah,
for sure.
So yeah,
I agree.
It's not healthy to feel that way.
I mean, Maddie talk about it all the time because sometimes Maddie can be a little. I'm not saying you're a gatekeeper. You're my boy. I love you. We talk about hardcore, the way it sounds, and what we grew up on, what it sounded to us. Because they always say that when Madball came around, people thought that they were too hip hop, too bouncy.
Yeah, which is crazy.
The old heads thought that we were too melodic. It wasn't what their hardcore was.
I mean, and I know for a fact that throughout my years, there's been, sort of a thing that told me, okay, hardcore is this.
Yeah.
And it's not that. And then, why is it being challenged?
Yeah, I totally get it.
Those are my younger days, though, ironically, right? So as an older man, I'm not a gatekeeper by any stretch, but I think I might have been younger. You know what I mean?
But that's what allows me
kind of the reverse.
Allows me to feel both sides because I've been there. It's like when I was a teenager, I was a purist about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Man.
Yep.
I was so
fuck everything but this.
Yeah. And I it's like I feel like you kind of have to go through that phase to then fully understand. It's kind of like you're getting punched in the face type of thing. It's like you gotta go through that to then understand both sides of the coin.
Yep. Great way.
Feel like you'll be more objective about things and a little less emotional. It's like, yeah,
I'll never forget taking Max to Travis Scott, and there was like 3 mosh pits. I was like, why are they moshing? He goes, why did they mosh at your shows?
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, damn.
That was a crazy, like seeing that, how like a rap show now,
dude,
like, it's so funny to watch a rapper stage dive and the crowd is like, that's the most insane thing I've ever seen, and you're like, like that's cute, like yeah, and it is crazy for them, I get it, and I love that they all want to be a part of that now, and they want this like aggressive live show, and they want to be wild in the crowd and jumping on people and stuff, and it's like that's awesome. We love it too. That's why we do it, because it's fun. But it is funny to see it kind of like bleed out into these different
civilian world,
stuff.
whatever.
Yeah.
I love the whole back then it was like Odd Future and Trash Talk playing shows together and seeing like Tyler stage dive and all that stuff.
That might have been the inception of it all right there, because I don't really. I mean, I guess like Onyx has been doing crazy shit like that for a long time, but I don't know if it really picked up in the outside world.
It's a long time ago, too.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, and it's like I feel like that Trash Talk crossover era was when people started paying more attention. Especially other rappers started.
Travis Scott went Sick of It All shirts and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember,
we live in a weird time right now. It's like the bizarro world where all these things happen you never thought would happen.
I know.
I remember feeling a little bent out of shape when I saw I don't remember what song it was, but it was one of their bigger hits for sure. Pearl Jam. And they made the video, the big
it's all
deal
aggressive
out of him
he jumping off the
rafters,
and like people catching him.
Yeah. I think it was Even Flow.
Maybe, and so I was like, he
doesn't know.
I kind of that's kind of how I felt. Right?
Yeah,
I mean, straight up, like Scene Report, one of the songs off our first record was about that. Like, it was kind of a gatekeeping song, but I think about the lyrics too, because all of a sudden on MTV they were like moshing, like a new thing started at the Lollapalooza.
That interlude you guys
for
have.
Sure. So back then, like, what are you talking about? This has been happening here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Seeing Pearl Jam now, I mean, they're basically like minor threat compared to a lot of the shit that's happening now.
Dude,
that's real deal.
They're the first ones kind of stepped to Ticketmaster back in the day.
It's crazy though
sure.
Enough time passed, and then we saw so much other shit happen that's like the least offensive.
I mean, there's true stories of him going to Discord, hanging out with Ian, and when they were huge, the whole band's in the bus. He's in a rental car. He felt weird about being famous. It's like all this shit about him back in the day.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
And I mean, not to blow up his spot, but whatever. My wife was going to marry his best friend. I could take us off the pod, but Moon lived in Seattle for a second, and she used to go hang out at his house. And Moon went to his records once. She saw like Chain of Strength. He had some hardcore.
Oh, no way!
I believe that. You can tell.
Oh, wow. I never knew that about them.
And the other
knew that about a lot of other people. There's always these like legends about guys like that, but I never heard that about.
I think the bass player, the guitar player in the band too is like a hardcore dude too.
They've got some underground.
Really?
Roots.
I feel like this is a shit Jordan would know about. I'm gonna have to.
Is he a big Pearl Jam guy?
Not well. He's just like one of those guys that knows the knowledge like that about a lot of bands. He's the guy that you can ask like, who recorded on this record and what year did it come out, type of thing. Like him and Todd Jones are really good with that kind of stuff. Yeah.
What is something you listen to that people would be surprised that somebody in Terror listens to?
Oh man, bro, most of the stuff I listen to, I would say, because when people find out, especially when we're on tour, and it's like if I'm working on my laptop, I always play music, and people will like poke their head into the green room and be like, that's you listening? I listen to a lot of weird fantasy sounding music, like synth music and stuff. Yeah. I just put a friend of mine does this thing with this series of playlists, and I just did one for them. It's called 100 Series. And it's like I put it on my Instagram, but it's like most of the other people that made playlists, it was like a lot of punk and hardcore related stuff. And I was like, I don't want to do the same thing, because the music that I would put, all these other people probably already put, it's like, if I'm doing a hardcore playlist, we're all going to have like fucking Death Threat and Madball on it, so it's like, so I went the other route, and he asked for a quote. So I talked about how important lyrics were to me because of punk and hardcore, and having this like coming from a world where the lyrics were important. It was like socially conscious and that sort of thing. And it was something that spoke to me and set us apart from regular stuff. And with that being said, here's stuff that inspires me with no lyrics. So I did a playlist of music that I listen to that's all instrumental, and some of it is synth, some of it is like movie score stuff. Yeah, so
that's cool, man.
That's what I listen to, a lot of that, along with like a lot of metal and stuff. But I do like daily the synth stuff like gets me through. Like,
what are some of the names of the artists we can?
Hole Dweller is like one of the biggest. Dude, I always shout him out.
Hole Dweller.
Hole, like 2 words. Hole Dweller.
Write it down, bro.
It's.
Hole Dweller.
I'm so curious to know your reaction when you hear it. It's like it's fantasy synth music. It's like Hole Dweller. His whole thing is that he created a hobbit named Jamwine, and every album is like the saga of this hobbit, you know, and every song has something to do with his journey.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So, and he's a guy that, it's one guy, and he lives in Georgia, and I ended up meeting him. He came to a show, a terror show, and he like, it was like this weird crossover where he's like, yeah, I like terror, and like, let's hang out at the show. And I'm like, what the fuck? I like your band.
Pick which album I should do out of all those.
Wow.
All right. So, I mean, to really get the vibe, I would say Flies the Coop.
Okay.
Because that's like the most hole dweller vibe.
Does this stuff keep you peaceful? Do you like the way
very?
Okay.
Yeah. But then he did one after that that's of Dreams Hereafter. And it's like, so it's like all Lord of the Rings inspired, obviously. And there was that like 80s one that they did. I think it was animated. Okay. And it was like the soundtrack of that was like 80s synth heavy. So he did a record that sounds like that.
Do you listen to it when you're flying too?
Dude, yeah. I have like, I make a lot of playlists that I download on my phone so that they're
We need some
available.
of that when we fly, man.
Yeah, you have to do that.
Mellow shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'll just like, it makes me, help me fall asleep. Yeah. There's this other dude called Grandma's Cottage, and he dubbed his genre cozy synth, and it's like this warm, he did this album where every song name is like a cookie name.
What?
Yeah, and it's like a lot of it has to do with his memories of his grandma, I'm pretty sure.
That's cool. And
it's like going to her house and stuff like that.
That's
it's like,
awesome.
It's named, like a lot of the song titles are objects of things that were at his grandma's house. And
interesting, man.
Puts this like filter over everything that's like real warm sounding, and it's just like real minimalist, and it's super soothing for me. Yeah. Damn. It's crazy. Yeah.
Let's get into your
Yeah, it's a lot of the stuff I like. And there's like a whole world. I mean, I'm just touching on the surface. There's a whole world of this stuff.
Okay.
And it's now kind of getting more popular, and they're starting to do a lot more live events, because a lot of these guys would just do this stuff in their home and it would just go out on record and people would listen to it. But now live shows are starting to happen. This guy Questmaster, who's Australian, he's been on tours in the US recently, you know, and like the shows are awesome. You know, Hole Dweller is about to be here in LA pretty soon. So if anyone listens to this and hears that song, or hears the song and likes it, check him out live, because he's the fucking man.
Did you like the Andre 3000 flute record?
Dude, I still haven't heard it. Should I listen to it? I haven't heard it.
I love it for traveling.
Really?
Man.
Okay.
It's so
I'm going to
relaxing.
I'm going to listen to it today.
You heard about that? It's just all flutes.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I mean, Miles played it in the car for me once. You know.
I like
Is that your son?
Yeah.
He likes it.
My 13-year-old. I don't know if he liked it so much, but he wanted to hear it and
just to check
drink
it out. That's
in,
great.
You know?
I like it in the sauna. I like when I'm flying. It's like super chill.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I'm gonna listen to that today. Then.
I just saw Andre at the I tell the story at Green Table, my spot I go to every day. I've seen him there twice in the past month. I say nothing to him.
He lives here in LA?
Yeah, he lives here. It's just last 2 times just me and him in there. It's like 4:45. He pulls up. He orders all our shit. It's just me. I'm just sitting there like I don't know what to say to him, dude.
Yeah.
I see him twice in there,
you could
bro.
just do the tasteful, like, hey, love what you do.
Yeah, I might say that. Yeah.
The end.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna linger.
He's just got this cool
energy,
energy, bro. His energy's just
seems like. I mean, he always had the most interesting energy. Yeah.
Totally agree with all that, but it does make me think. Have you ever seen the Key and Peele?
Oh my god, that's exactly in the coffee shop. That's what I was thinking. Right when he started talking about it, I was thinking. Of it.
Okay, I'll see it.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
What about?
What
about social media? On social media a lot?
Yeah, probably too much. I mean, that's actually something that I've been discussing in therapy lately. Is like my relationship to social media and why it's created issues for me in the past and that sort of thing. And
doom scrolling.
So I try to like be conscious of it, and because I'm peak millennial, like I'm the first millennial. 81, the year I was born, is like when the millennial generation started. So it's like I'm so deep in the middle of remembering what it was like without technology, like legit nothing. Yeah. Especially because my family, we got things later on. You know, we didn't have computers in the household for the longest time, and never had I had a pager, you know, when I was a kid. But didn't have a cell phone until I was out of high school and stuff like that, and definitely didn't have a smartphone until after they were wildly accessible.
Yeah,
like when the Sidekick.
Oh yeah,
hit. That's when I didn't even have one. I just used to like borrow my brother's and shit like that.
Was sick.
Yeah. So I understand what it's like to not have these things, but I also am so enamored with it, and I know the usefulness of it, and I enjoy the the serotonin boost and all that kind of shit. Yeah, it's like I get it. I'm in it with everyone else. I'm plugged into it, but I try to do it in the healthiest way possible. Which is like limit use, and try not to focus on the things that piss you off on there, because that can happen so easily. Yeah, and then the more shit you look at that pisses you off, the more it's going to be fed to you. Yeah. And I gave up on like the whole Twitter thing. I'm not on that anymore. It's like mainly Instagram, and a lot of it has to do with band stuff and festival stuff. It's like that's kind of my excuse.
No new stuff.
I have to use it because of the band and the festival, but I still use it a lot for my personal use, And
are you checking out news on there too?
No, no. I've definitely been good at tailoring my feed to a lot of stuff. It's like my feed is basically
cats,
brutalist architecture. It's like anything if you follow me on social media that you see on
that's cool.
It's all that, a lot of art related stuff and music and food and that sort of stuff.
That's the positives of it.
Yeah, and I'm good about I'll click the not interested thing when it shows me stuff that I don't like, because it helps it learn. It starts to learn your personality. Yeah. So I definitely use it, but I'm trying to be.
Do you pay attention to the news and everything going on too?
I wouldn't say that I don't, because I definitely am aware of the world. I'm not gonna be avoidant, but I definitely don't hyper focus on it.
Same.
Because it's tough.
And now
I went through a point where it was like I would wake up in the morning and I would I would get up for work. I was working at home, this was 2020, work from home the whole time. So I'd get up in the morning, eat breakfast, go to my computer, but then have my iPad right here with CNN playing, and it would just play all day long.
Fuck.
And, it's like, even as that, CNN is tailored to a certain type of person, but even that was like, it's tough. I'm not watching Fox News or anything like that, which is generally going to be stuff that I just don't want to hear about, So, I just kind of gave up on it in general, but it's like, I try to keep up with current events as much as possible without getting too sucked in.
Yeah,
it can make you fucking paranoid,
man. It's a challenge.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
But I think it's necessary to be plugged in.
Yeah. You have to know what's happening.
Right.
You can't be like ignorant to it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not even so much from the standpoint of, okay, now I know what's going on, as much as I know what other people are seeing and hearing.
Right.
And I understand what the world is thinking right now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're like isolated, and that doesn't work either.
Yeah, and it's like, because I have a community amongst my social media, people that I follow, friends of mine and stuff like that, I do see what people are saying, and it's like, but you'll hear that term, the echo chamber.
Yeah,
because it is that. Like, a lot of the people that I follow
very wise
we're gonna show the same, generally have the same point of view, so you see a lot of the same
for
stuff,
sure.
Which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but it just is. And it was interesting recently with I don't even know if we want to talk about any of this, but the Charlie Kirk thing, I didn't really know who he was. I knew who he was, but didn't know a lot about him until he was killed. And then when I started seeing people talk about that a lot, I went on to I looked at his Instagram for the first time, and I saw the people that I knew that were following him. And I was kind of shocked by that. I was like, whoa, people I know are interested in what that guy had to say, which I assume that's what it is. I don't know. It could be some other thing where I know people rage follow, it's like a real thing.
That's a thing, yeah.
Yeah, like oh, I hate this motherfucker.
Or hate follow.
I want to see what he says every day,
But, so true, dude.
Some of it, I'm sure there was some of that, but I'm sure there's some of it that were people that were like, yeah, like I'm down with what this guy says, and I don't know. It's like
And when you see that, it makes you feel like
I was just like, whoa, that's shocking. I would say, because it's just, as you get older and politics mean more because you're living an adult life. It's like when you're a young, angry kid, it's like, the policies don't affect you as much.
So true.
And until once you start paying your taxes and you own something, whether it be a home or whatever, and you have to worry about what laws are about to be passed, and then you get sucked into it. And that's why a lot of people that were one way their whole life flip to the other way, because it's like, well, these people are looking out more for my best interests and that sort of thing. So it's like this, getting older and becoming an adult fucking sucks, and politics is so frustrating.
It is.
Yeah.
And now people repost the news all the time. So even in my feed sometimes,
you
see
can't escape.
It's like it's already been on the news today. Why repeating what the president said? Like, I know it sucks, but people repeat it so they can spread it, I guess, and spread the message of the bat. But it's like, fuck, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. Yeah, and I know that people have their reasons for doing everything.
For
and
sure.
Stuff, and it's like I understand, but it's just crazy. It's getting crazier and crazier with the information is like so dangerous.
Do you fuck with ChatGPT?
I do a lot.
Me too.
And I've been like defending myself a lot lately over this because people feel a very specific way about it, and I understand why people don't want it and don't like it. And the way that I use it is for like workflow stuff, and I'm creating spreadsheets, and I'm using it like with digesting data sets, like with, for example, it's like with Sound and Fury stuff where we do a survey every year. Normally what we do is we like read everything. We read everyone's input, everyone's answer, and digest
comments and all that stuff.
Yeah, and with this way, we put it into a spreadsheet, and then I put it through ChatGPT, and it organizes it in a more digestible format.
Wow.
For me, which made my life 100 times
That's
easier.
incredible.
And made us understand things better because we still read what everyone has to say, but then with this tool, it like gave us the first 5 talking points, like this is what most people said, so you have this other thing that you can look at and have like a better overall vibe.
Even critiques about the festival and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, everything. Yeah. So like I use it for that, or like another thing that I used it for recently was scheduling, where the Terror tour schedule is like this ugly Excel sheet, horrible to read. No disrespect to Colin and Vitalo, who do everything for us. We love you. Thank you. But it's like this terrible thing. I've been trying to get them to do a Google calendar that has all of our dates so that we can subscribe to it, and it's just in your phones. So I created a Google script using ChatGPT that at the top of every week, it downloads the Excel, switches it into Google Sheets format, then creates a Google Calendar out of it, and then my Apple Calendar is subscribed to the Google Calendar, so it just shows up. So now our dates just show up in my phone, and I don't have to.
So good. That's amazing.
So that's what I'm using it for, and not not anything weird.
I use it for podcast notes, and sometimes I'll match it with Google, and sometimes it doesn't match. And a couple of times, some of the things that Chat told me, some deep, whatever secret things, were not right with some of the guests.
Yeah,
it's interesting. You have to see which one's real. And
Right. Yeah, you as long as you're, and man, I don't want to get too deep into it. I don't really know too much about the like energy consumption that
I just saw about that recently though. Yeah,
I was like,
that's where people are bugging.
Is that real? And
all the energy it uses.
I feel like
and
Russia,
is that real?
Cryptocurrency.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And I think
problem.
Was it China? I think is now putting their AI servers underwater or something, and that's I don't know. Who knows if any of that's even true, man?
You're an IT guy. Do you know about? He's in like an IT guy.
I've never been like a super techie, believe it or not. So I don't know like all the details. Like I'm not into crypto, for example, but I do know enough about it.
Yeah,
it consumes a lot of resources.
Okay, and so it does.
It's a problem. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that I think people kind of bugging on now. The energy it takes for that.
What a man! Who knew that would be a thing? I don't know. It's just
But there's always something with everything. There's always something with everything we do. The phones, it's everything. There's something, you know what I mean? Like, who makes those phones? All that. It's like, it's a lose-lose. You can't be a fucking perfect human.
I know.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I get stuck in that.
Saying?
Yeah, where I start thinking like there's that book, Ishmael, by Daniel Quinn, and it's like, basically, the only way to escape any of this at this point now is to just like
become like
hunter-gatherer and then like go back to where agriculture, like stop agriculture, because with agriculture, that's where we became stationary and then started surplus, and then that's how we were able to like live in one place. And
you come out of balance.
Then it was all down.
We're out of balance with nature, ultimately.
Exactly,
for sure.
That's the only way we're going to escape this now.
Like being a perfect vegan, any of that shit. It's not real life, dude. It's impossible. Dude.
Well, that's
we can all do the best we can.
That's all we're doing.
Yeah, but unfortunately there is a large group of people out there these days that want to flex that muscle of I do this and you guys are doing that and you're part of the problem.
Yeah.
It's like, slow down.
Yeah.
Everybody's got an opinion.
As long as we can talk, that's what matters the most. It's
that's
like, people
huge.
Like opinions are opinions and we all have them. And
do you let that bother you? Any kind of comments or negative stuff on the internet about
I wouldn't say I don't let it bother, because things hurt, I guess. But I'm think me and the rest. If we're talking about the band stuff, it's like, I learned at a young age that no matter what you do, people are going to have something negative to say about it. And that's
true.
Like, so I learned to be okay with that. It still stings sometimes, you know, I'm like, but
You're responding,
overall,
you
it's not going to like, generally, no. It all depends. I mean, there has been points where I've responded to people and stuff and had discourse with them.
Wow.
And I'm pretty good at being able to like speak to someone level-headed, even if they're out of fucking whack and out of tune with reality, you know. It's like
I could see you like totally like sunning somebody in a respectful way.
you know, and it's happened before. I try not to do it, you know, and you know, John Joseph had some things to say about Tara. It was like misinformation, but he has the way that he feels, and that's fine, you know. And then what he said was funny, and there was a video, and it was like, and we found out about it because a lot of people sent us the clip. Because I admin reveal, I do the Terror Instagram account, and most people think it's Scott, but it's actually me. And so a lot of people sent it, and I saw it, and I was like, well, that's crazy. Like, it's kind of funny. It's kind of annoying because I don't know why he chose to say that about us, but whatever, you know, it is what it is. It wasn't like, it wasn't the worst thing ever.
Acquaintanceship with him?
Not really. I mean, we've definitely been around each other. We have talked to each other, but like, he's not a friend of mine. Other people around him, absolutely, but not, and that's not in a negative way. It's just like we were never.
You don't have that relationship.
Yeah, we don't have that relationship, which is totally fine. Yeah, so I thought it would be funny to make a shirt using what he said, because it's not like with the shirt, it's not like it's not a fuck you, it's not revenge or anything like that. It's just literally a picture of him saying exactly what he said, and it's funny, and people who find it funny and understand the reference will get a kick out of it. And
totally.
That's it. And I hope it doesn't go beyond that. You know,
sure.
There's definitely people that responded with a lot of negativity towards John, and I don't respond to that. We're not trying or I'm not trying to be like rally against John.
This is your response to a video where the band was mentioned, and you responded with a t-shirt.
And it's like a fun way to say something, you know. And like, it's no more than that. And I really hope it doesn't go beyond that. If he's upset about it, like,
I think it has the potential to, but I think you've stated your intent real well.
Yeah.
And it just kind of is one of those things, man.
Yeah, like it is what it is.
It's like
his mark is left in the digital space because of, you know, this interview that he did, and he said what he said. And then our mark is left because we just did what we did, or I did what I did. I'm not throwing anyone else under the bus. It was my idea.
In a physical place, in a t-shirt.
Yeah. Definitely my idea, and I told everyone, they're like, whatever, it doesn't seem that bad. Go for it, you know?
Good, clean fun is what we used to call it.
Exactly. That's how I see it, you know, and like, I'll talk to him about it if he wants to. I doubt that he would, but, you know. Well, it is what it is.
This gets you to one of my questions.
Okay.
It's just age of quarrel or best wishes.
Oh, age of quarrel, yeah.
Born to expire or desperate measures?
Born to expire. I just had that question asked me by Andrew Combust like
a week
ago.
Yeah, we talked to him.
Yeah. And to me, it's like desperate measures, no brainer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's another one. I'm just going in for the mix because Maddie's here.
Oh, desperate measures over born to expire.
I'm sorry. No, did I say desperate?
No, I said born to expire.
I said born. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, born to expire.
Right. This is for Maddie.
Thank you for correcting me. That
set it off or demonstrate my style.
For me, it set it off because of
Same.
because of like the time period and the impact that it had on me. Yeah. I'm more. If we're talking Madball, Hold It Down has always been my favorite record.
That's what everybody
Mine
says.
Too. Mine too.
Yeah. It's
really,
and that's also a time. It's all subjective, obviously.
Times in your life.
Yeah. But man, perfect record. Yeah. So good.
Are you an optimist or pessimist?
Optimist. I would say I'm an optimist.
I
think most people that know me would also agree with that. Yeah.
I learned so much about Martín today. I'm so happy. Yeah, that's awesome. You've always not that just because you're smiling, always like doesn't mean you're a happy person. But yeah,
I think I generally am. I think I'm the yin to the yang of my brother, who's an angry person, and not to say that I'm not. I feel anger and a lot of other emotions, but
for sure,
I think I'm generally a positive person. Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have a top? Are you a hip hop fan too?
Yeah, definitely.
You have a top 5?
Yeah. Cameron, number 1.
Oh shit!
Damn.
So I love that we talked about Halloween already because be ready to see my Halloween.
Oh, I can't wait, dude! I love his podcast, by the way.
Oh my
amazing.
God, he is so petty. He's the pettiest motherfucker on earth, dude. It's like unbelievable, dude. It's
him
hilarious.
and what's his face from
Mace?
No, but who they're talking about lately?
Cuba's brother, Cuba Gooding Jr.'s brother.
And
he's beefing with
Rockefeller.
Dame
Dash.
Oh,
yeah,
bro,
Dame
they're
Dash,
going hard,
which is so sad to
dude.
see.
I
They
saw
were
some
like
article
fucking
about
brothers.
that.
You
It
know?
makes me sad. That's sad.
Yeah, it's sad to see dudes like
That sucks.
had so much love for each
maybe
other.
Maybe some will go
Hopefully,
come out of it.
I mean, a lot of time he's definitely beefed with a lot of people over the years that he has now made amends with,
Yeah.
even though they went hard at each other. Even Mace,
Yeah.
him and Mace
for
have
sure.
diss songs on each other, But
You
here
always
they
fuck
are.
with the Diplomats. I remember
Yeah,
that.
that's always been like one of my
Okay,
favorite.
Cameron's
groups.
number one.
Yeah, I mean, and then I go West Coast basically for the rest. Like I can do like NWA as a whole, and then Dre, even though it's like he's not really writing his own raps, but no one could deliver those raps like he can.
Chronic 2001. Oof,
Oh my
dude.
God, perfect record.
Dude.
Yeah, Ice Cube
Incredible. All the solo records
up there as well.
incredible,
Yeah,
dude.
and then man, 5. I would probably go. I'd have to go New York again.
Damn. You a Cypress fan?
Cypress Hill? Oh yeah, absolutely.
Let's go to New York. I'm curious about New York.
Yeah,
what you
probably
have.
like a Big L because
Nice.
I like lyric. I feel like Cameron would be directly influenced by Big L.
For
like,
sure.
Lyrically, just insane and just so clever.
Yeah.
And sad to see that we couldn't hear his full potential
For
because
sure,
it was
man.
like his life was cut so short. But
Yeah.
dudes
That's a
like
good
that.
top
Like,
5, man.
yeah, and an honorable mention of another crew was the Flip Mode Squad. I was huge.
Really?
On. Yeah. They have a record. I don't know if they did more than one.
Busta
but
Rhymes is incredible, man.
there's this one Flip Mode Squad record that I still listen to like religiously. And,
Yeah,
like,
tell me that. I'm curious.
All the
yeah.
dudes that he had, all the people that he, Rod Digga and
Yeah.
Lord Have Mercy, and
Nobody's ever mentioned Flip Mode. That's incredible.
Yeah, and they were huge. But Busta Rhymes, man,
He's
huge for me. Yeah.
What about top hardcore bands? Let's go New York.
Oh, New York only.
First.
Okay. Well, I feel like that's pretty easy. Madball Agnostic Front. Then I would go Killing Time.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Leeway.
Hell yes.
Man.
Yeah, let's see what the last one's going to be, man.
The last one's always the tough one.
Oh,
I know.
no brainer for me. I don't know why I didn't say this first. Candiria.
Oh shit! There we go.
Whoa.
Man.
First time in the
That's
top
like my
5.
favorite band out of New York.
Wow.
Yeah,
Shout out
I
to
get
Candiria.
it.
Wow, dude.
Man,
They never got the proper love like that.
No,
I know,
really
yeah,
hard
yeah.
for that's a-
I don't know what it was, man. They just like when I heard them for the first time and the process of self-development had just come out, it was just like it spoke to me. I never heard anything like it, and I think a lot of it had to do with the hip hop aspect.
Yeah.
Because lyrically, that full Carly Coma is like out of this world, and then there was those rap songs on the record where he had his homies rapping on it.
That's cool, man.
Like they do better rap songs than a lot of rap dudes can do. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
We big
And then I
rock-
saw them.
Yeah.
They played in like I think it was '99. They were on tour with Buried Alive, Scarhead.
Scarhead.
Yeah, VOD.
You ever a big Marauder fan too?
Marauder's huge for me.
Because
yeah,
I know
like,
Master Kill is a big part of we've been talking all the
Yeah.
as of recent. Everybody loves
yeah,
that.
it's like become this timeless thing. Where,
Yeah.
and like people don't really talk too much about Five Deadly Venoms, or definitely not anything later like Brutality or anything. But those records are amazing as well. But Master Killer just stands out as like it's timeless.
What year did that come out? Was it early 2000s?
I don't even know.
Or no?
It had to have been
No.
late '90s, right?
Late 90s, okay.
Mid 95, 96.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
Are you one of those guys like you the record and you know the year and shit? I'm not
I
really
used to be
good
better
at that kind
at
of
it.
thing. Yeah.
I used to be better at it.
Yeah, I like envy people that can do that, but yeah, Marauder's huge for me.
What about any major regrets in your life?
Major regrets? Man, that's a good question. I mean, on one hand, I almost want to say I can't say it though, no, because like the career that I was gonna do with the veterinary technician thing, like I often think about like what would my life have been like if I stuck to that? But
Yeah.
but then the flip side would be never going on that first tour. It's like I can't say that's a regret,
That was a life changer going on that tour.
and then
man.
like I want to say like not continuing my education after high school, like going to a design school. But it's like if I had done that, what would I have done with the music thing? So
But you're also designing now anyway.
yeah, exactly.
I feel like you're doing it anyway.
I hear people's experience of going to college and doing the thing, and it's like it's so 50-50. Some people are like, I fucking hated it. I wish I wouldn't have done it. All I have is debt now. But then other people have this like beautiful experience, and they actually are working in the field that they got the degree in, and blah blah blah. So it's like, I can't say that I have any big ones.
My big takeaway is you were a veterinarian. This is incredible, man. Do you know what I mean? Like you could do that someday. Like,
Yeah,
it's
no,
so cool, dude.
It's so much fun.
It's crazy to have that like under your belt. Like, there's not many
Yeah.
people have like a plan B or anything in this, because there's no retirement for what we're doing.
Yeah.
For what you guys
yeah,
are doing.
yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Do you
That's
think about the
crazy thing.
future a lot?
I do, maybe a little too much sometimes, and that's where anxiety
Like stress
comes.
about it? Yeah.
And I try not to live in that type of mind frame,
I mean, he's still very young, dude. He's still like 40, so it's like.
Yeah, I'm 45.
But still, though,
But
you know
not
what
yet.
I mean? Like,
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah,
No, there's- yeah.
Your
But,
life
like,
is not over. in
God
case that
willing,
was the-
I got a lot of time.
But I like
you
you do other things besides the band. Like, you don't have your eggs in one basket still.
Yeah,
You've
yeah,
always
for
been
sure.
hustling and.
I feel pretty good. Like when 2020 happened, that was like the closest thing you can get to that sort of thing happening.
sure.
Where it's shut down for a lot of people, and I was chilling. I was good. I had a productive couple of years before touring started again, and I enjoyed my time at home because I wasn't really at home all that much
Yeah.
before that. So it was like I don't want to sound like
Because it was a hard time for a lot of
ungrateful,
people.
yeah,
for
because
sure.
so many people had such a hard time,
Yeah.
But I'm grateful and I was lucky to have the experience that I had in 2020, So
Yeah. Do you have
So-
do you have more shows coming up with Nails or God's Hate?
nothing with either of those bands right now.
Okay.
It's like I got offered to do the Nails tour in Europe that's coming up, huge for them. It's like Creator and Exodus and
Oh, that's
stuff.
sick.
But it's in the spring. It's at the same time that Terror is going to be doing a full launch of the record and everything.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do that one, but Todd did say, that he would love for me to do more if
Awesome,
schedules permit, and I would love to do it too. I had such a good time with them, and it was fun playing those songs, and it was challenging learning some of those songs, which made it fun. And we had a great time. Went to Japan. That was like
That's awesome.
you can't. Any reason to go to Japan is amazing. So yeah.
It's cool stepping out, going with a different band and seeing how they roll. How
Yeah,
they,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I
For
mean?
sure,
Like,
for sure. It's I've had a good opportunity doing that with other bands. Yeah,
any more questions?
this
has been
we've been ripping.
I love this, dude.
I got my
Well,
questions out early.
But Martin,
so-
like, I'm just like, I've known you for many years. I've hung out, you talk to like this, like,
Yeah.
I have such a whole different respect for you and your whole come up and everything, dude.
I love
And,
that.
and appreciate you still being here and what you've done for the hardcore world and continue to do. And I have so much respect for you, man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
a lot.
great.
Really,
I mean,
hearing your story, man.
It's just it's a good vibe. You know what I mean?
Good
like,
vibe,
and I'm more appreciative these days of people like you that are putting out a good vibe in a wide,
Right.
area as opposed to you know what I mean? Because we need that.
Yeah, I talk a lot. I'm sorry.
No, I
also am
love
hopped
talking.
up on caffeine.
I love this shit, dude.
But what you say speaks to me a lot because it's like we've lived through a time where it was like we know so many people that were like, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but like dark clouds that were like fucking menaces.
Hey, look.
And those people had their place and their mark. They left their mark on what we love, this hardcore thing. And it's
True.
like, there's just not really like, it's almost like there's not a place for that anymore with the way the world is now. And it's like things
That's
are so
a really
different.
interesting statement.
Yeah, because there's
know?
enough of that already.
Yeah, and it's like there's never gonna be another one of a lot of these people that we've lived through, like these
Facts.
fucking characters that are just like
We
these
know.
enigmas that are like menacing and you're scared of them, and they're like they have this presence and stuff like that. It's like we're in a different time now, and it's like also you just can't be like a troublemaker like that anymore because you will get in trouble. Like
True.
in today's day and age,
Everybody's filming everything. bro.
everything. Yeah, you do things that were commonplace at every weekend at a show at one point
Imagine
in our
phones
lives.
back then, dude.
Yeah.
In the
Everyone would
90s,
be
you
in
imagine?
prison.
Yeah.
Everyone we know would be in prison.
It's true,
Yeah,
Maddie.
so it's
Imagine
like
back then, phones, bro.
We live a different time now, yeah. And it's like I hope it's like I'm doing my best to navigate that and use positive output in a uplifting positive way.
I'm also proud of you going to therapy too, and you talked about on this podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
well,
it's awesome, dude.
We all, on some level, I believe, came into hardcore because we've all got something that brought us there.
Right.
Which is
100%.
typically more of a negative in terms of
A distrust.
I don't know where I belong.
Right.
Distrust, too.
Oh, now I'm finding other people who feel the same way as I do, and I guess that makes us belong.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of baggage with that. There's a
lot.
right?
Yeah.
And
And we saw the worst of it. Yeah.
and so, the goal, on some level, it's like, okay, we all relate to each other with that shittiness, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes it gets sort of celebrated.
Yeah, for sure. And
but,
I get it.
But as we get older, and the real goal should be to help bring each other up.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Definitely. But, there's still a place to get punched in the face if you need it.
Yeah.
Because,
well, hey, that's sometimes
it
that's
just
an
has
effective tool, right? I mean,
That's how we end this. I love that, dude.
not, you don't got to go full power or anything, but just a little smack will like teach someone a valuable lesson,
Yeah, in real life off the internet, like it used to be.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, do you check your DMs and stuff?
I do, yeah.
Okay, so people can reach out to you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
On your personal and on your on the Terror page.
I do the Terror one most because that takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
It's a lot to do, So I legitimately try to read every single message that Terror
It's amazing,
gives,
man.
and
It's cool.
And sometimes I'll pass messages along when I know they're like Scott specific or something like
Yeah,
that. But
yeah,
he's kind of off social media right now. But yeah, I
love that,
definitely can reach out. Sound and Fury, Terror, my personal, God's Hate,
All that you're doing all
Holy Blade these days as well.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean Sabalba also, and couple others that I'm
playing that 7-string, right?
Yeah. I needed to get it because they were down tuned so low. It was like killing my regular guitars. Like, felt like I was playing on spaghetti noodles.
Any guitar questions for him, Matty? Oh,
what amp are you playing through these days?
You know what? I've gone digital. So
as most of us have.
Because of the convenience of travel.
Yeah.
So now I just bring it's a flight case, and I have the 700 watt Seymour Duncan power amp.
Okay.
And I'm using the Helix Stomp, the small.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm pretty bare bones. Always have been. Don't need 20 different effects. So I basically model my Mesa within the Stomp. Yeah.
Dual rectifier.
Yeah. Well, they call it something.
Model.
They call it like the Cali rectifier because I'm
right.
Yeah. So that's like I start with the bass, and then I still use external tube screamer. I haven't mastered the one that's within the.
Yeah.
Is that real nerd talk for the listeners?
Yeah. But it's cool because like I'll still put I put a tube head on the amp a lot of times just in case like I need it, because I'm still a little weary about digital stuff because anything can happen. So I'm always ready to plug in analog if needed. And I get people asking me, they're like, "Whoa, is that what you were using? That tone sounded great." I'm like, actually, it's that little box that's on the floor.
Yep.
This little tiny thing, with all that balls is coming from.
Yeah, I just went on that.
The Helix Stomp.
The Amp 1, the blue guitar Amp 1. Have you seen those?
No.
I got turned on to it by Mike Gennari, who's in Madball.
Oh, yeah,
now.
He's Madball, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, everyone has
like
their
that.
preference
There's
now,
the Black Star. There's
everyone's got one now. It's like I don't remember what the giant ones are called. They look like fucking airplane cockpits. The digital ones everyone used to use.
I know which one you're talking about.
But now
Tito's got one.
Everyone's going to these small versions, and they sound crazy. And of all people,
the Kemper.
Kempers, yeah.
Right.
Converge was the ones that sold me because they're so analog. They're such analog-minded people and older than me. And kind of like distrusting in the digital age.
Yeah, they're real audio.
Yeah, and audio files.
Yep.
And them recommending the Helix stuff, I was like, okay, if you guys are and you're very serious about the way you sound,
incredible recommendation.
I'm gonna try this out.
Yep.
And I did, and here I am spreading the digital gospel, which probably people will hate to hear, but I will always prefer a tube amp, but I just can't fly that thing anywhere.
Travel
it's
so
like
much
my
too,
Mesa
dude.
is too precious to me to fly that thing around, and I also don't have $1 million to spend flying it
What's
around.
that box you carry? What's in your little box?
Yeah, that's what I'm
What's
saying.
it called? What do you call that?
The amp is blue guitar, amp
Blue
1,
guitar,
and then I got a pedal board.
Yeah, same.
You got a lot of things in there.
I don't got much. My pedal board looks way crazier than it actually is. This is a bunch of shit that doesn't even really do much.
Yeah,
I'm very minimal.
Get a little groovy with the wah.
Are you
I can't.
Are you old school with the stuff you bring, or yours more current?
It's pretty traditional. It's not. It's
no
nothing,
current stuff. Okay,
nothing nutty.
Yeah.
No in-ear monitors for you guys, no?
No,
No,
I don't
I
think
tried
we
it
don't have the
recently.
capabilities for that. It
Yeah,
would
it was
be
too
a
much.
nightmare. It would be too crazy.
I tried recently with the Pop Roach stuff.
I'm sure it's amazing when you get it dialed in and you have all the right stuff and the right person that's helping you run it, but if you don't, it just seems like I feel like 50% of the time, even when they're running right, most people I see using them end up fucking ripping them out of their ear and they're yelling at someone and they're like, "Oh, I can't hear shit."
I just saw a video of that with Flea.
Oh, really?
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
See, if it's happening on their level, like, what am I? Come on.
You ripped it out?
I'm not going to
He
use
was
that
screaming
shit.
at it.
Damn.
The name of the clip was like Flea mad at his bass tech, and he just kept going back and forth yelling at the dude, and then apparently Anthony Kiedis realized, yo, bro, your thing's not plugged into your ear.
Oh,
it's hanging down
no.
on his lapel, so he put it back in.
Dude.
Oh, what a nightmare. Yeah, see, that's exactly what I mean. The digital thing, it's like as cool as it all is. It's just another factor that can go wrong. You know?
Totally.
Whereas analog, it's like, if it's not this, then it's that, you know, where digital could be anything. It's like, is the software fucked up? You know, like who knows if my pedal one day decides to like reboot or something. And yeah, so I'm always prepared for analog.
Being a singer is so easy, dude. It's a microphone.
You use a wireless mic though. That's something you can.
Yeah, I like that.
That's tech, man. That's very
true.
tech. Scott refuses. He's still a cable guy. And
he can't cop in the cable.
Knocks shit over, gets wrapped up, gets broken.
I was impressed seeing Drain and Sam. He did it at least twice that I saw. Take the mic and just chucked it out to the audience.
Wait, the wireless?
No,
okay,
the cable.
okay.
But still,
okay.
He just chucked it out.
He did,
and eventually it made his way back.
Yeah. Scott is known to do that at a big festival.
Oh, is he?
A large barricade where it's like, I've seen him do it, and it's like, it's so funny because like maybe 3 out of 10 times it's very successful person catches it. It's a beautiful moment.
Right.
Grab the mic.
A lot of times it like hits the barricade and I hear it in the monitors. I'm like,
I could see that going wrong.
Oh, this sounds like shit. And then the person like screams into it.
Or does it wrong or something. Yeah.
But that's all part of it.
It is part of it.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
It's part of what we do, man.
Yeah.
Martin, thank you for being here, man.
Yes.
Thank you for your time.
My pleasure. That was a long one.
It was good. No, it's great, dude. Go Dodgers.
Yes.
Go
today.
Dodgers.
Here we
See what happens. Go
Game
Yankees
5.
for you, Maddie.
Yeah. Not. Yes. No. Yes. Go Yankees for you. For you, you can have it. Yeah.
Not this season.
Yeah. No.
Thanks to all the listeners, Martin. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, man. That was amazing, dude. Peace. Gotta give a big shout out to Liquid Death. I've been in a band called H2O for 30 years, and my first real job with a company is a water brand. Go figure. Love you, Liquid Death. Love the people. Love the brand. Love the concept. Love what they give back. Love the community. Love what they do for the environment. You can go liquiddeath.com/OLLC and get free shipping on any of their merchandise that they make. They have such incredible collabs. Also, if you want to hear the story of the CEO, my good friend Mike Cesario, on the podcast, you can go to episode 115, part 1. And then 2 years later, we dropped a part 2, which is episode 275 with the CEO, Mike Cesario. Just a man from Delaware with a dream, worked at a marketing company, and made this become a reality. Liquid Death is an incredible company, incredible water, incredible people. And I'm super, super honored to be part of them. They sponsor my life. They sponsor everything, my family. So go liquiddeath.com/OLLC and get free shipping on anything you want to buy on that site. If you want to get water, it's exclusively on Amazon.com. Murder your thirst, y'all. Since 1987, Rockabilia has been around doing officially licensed merch. No bootlegs from all the artists that I freaking love, from pop to hip hop to rock to hardcore to punk. Over 500,000 items on this website, independently owned, operated in the USA. Custom limited collabs drop every month exclusively on this website from visual artists and tattoo artists. They have so many bands that I love and artists that I love, from Gaga to Blink, Katy Perry, Bad Brains, Beastie Boys, De La, Tribe Called Quest, 50 Cent, Billy, Deftones, Dead Kennedys, DMX, Dr. Dre, Eric B. and Rakim, Goo Goo Dolls, Hall & Oates, Wu-Tang, U2, Snoop, TSO, and Paramore. Those is to name a few of all my favorite bands that are on this website. I've owned t-shirts from all those artists throughout my life. Now I know to go here only. All officially licensed merchandise. Check out Rockabilia Instagram. Also go to rockabilia.com and use my code OLLC10 and get 10% off. That's rockabilia.com. Use my code OLLC10 and get 10% off your purchases. Thank you to Rockabilia for being our new sponsor. Welcome to OLLC fam. I have a lot of friends who are sober, a lot of friends who are straight edge, a lot of my friends who are going through it. I know struggling with substance abuse and alcoholism can be really, really hard, especially knowing who to turn to. It can be really, really daunting. I'm here to say that a good friend of mine and his friend started this incredible treatment center called Refined Recovery. They gave me a phone number, 855-516-3332. You can text, you can call them. It's totally confidential. It's safe. There'll be somebody on the other line to help you out, a compassionate human being to talk to help you navigate the process, the insurance treatments. They accept most of private insurances. You can go refinerecovery.com, Refine Recovery Instagram. I know it's hard, but reach out to somebody, man. People care about you. People love you. People want you to be here for a long time. People love you in their lives. If you're going through it, make this phone call. It's totally private. I know people DM me all the time about going through it and going through sobriety and trying to get straight and trying to take care of themselves, and the struggle is totally real. And Refine Recovery is the definitely move. Reach out to them, 855-516-3332, or text them, 855-516-3332. You can call or text this number anytime, 855-516-3332. You know the drill. This number is here for you to call.